Good evening. Welcome to Raging Roll Stream. Now, we have an exciting night planned of continued Waterdeep mischievery. But before we carry on with that, we have an incredibly special opportunity. We have our first shout out to do. So I'll pass it over to Rob to do the honors. Or Rod. Sorry.
Yeah, massive shout out. So if any of you have been like us, which have in ISO suffered from a lot of technical issues because, Australian broadband and its ability to hold all the workforce on at one time is not there, you might have fallen in like a lot of us and got back into your painting skills. So, beholders, elementals, giant platinum golems, whatever takes your fancy, painting and getting back into it. A lot of us have, and we have been very fortunate enough to use the skills of Miniature Hub. So this is a family-run store. The beauty of Miniature Hub is you don't have to wait for this overseas shipping that's been held up because they are $10 shipping Australia-wide. And a really good thing about them is they're not a hobby store because they specialise in fantasy minis for tabletop games such as D&D, Pathfinder, and Rangers of Shadow Deep. As I've said, we've done a lot of painting in our off time, so we've got a lot of stuff from these guys because they sell hobby paints, the tools for it, our dice, as well as dice accessories. Now, word on the street is their dice have the highest Nat 20 rate out of any other dice sold. May or may be a factual truth. But we want to do a big shout out to these guys. So get to their website, miniaturehub.com.au, find them on Insta and Facebook at Oz Miniature Hub. So thank you to Ruby and the team there. You guys have been great, and thank you for supporting our stream.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Rod. So, to kick things off today, we've got a returning player as well as a player who is going to mysteriously disappear a few minutes into the session. So, I thought before we jump back into the action of Waterdeep, it's probably appropriate that we have a quick chat about why we've just gained 2 new people. And we'll quickly have a chat about that. So before we get into that, let's quickly go around and introduce ourselves. We'll start off with the top left there with Rod. Who are you playing tonight?
Yes, I'm back on my Bogan Barbarian of the Bear Totem Beowulf. So, as many of you know, I like to throw some of our other members around to use them as my personal trap testers. Love a good beer. And, don't mind killing when it comes and get a little bit antsy if we don't fight in a session, which you can see by watching my little box.
Yeah, diplomacy is not a strong suit, hey?
Not at all. Not at all. Swing first and we'll chat later.
And can you give us a background of Claymore, please?
So Claymore is a paladin, Oath of Vengeance, a little bit of a loner, grew up on the streets, allied himself with some of the darker gods, more around focused on getting his revenge or vengeance for his sister who's gone missing. More to come on that story.
Very ominous. I love it, and I can't wait to uncover a bit more of that. Next up, we have Redhelm.
Yes, Redhelm is a war priest cleric. It's a little bit of a shady figure. But above all, he wants to, bring justice, rat out corruption in Waterdeep. At the moment, he's trying to make sure that his friends, Steve, who wasn't here tonight, and Beowulf don't stray too far from the path of righteousness.
Brilliant. And then we have the lovely lady of the party, Ren.
Thanks, Robin. So I'm playing a high elf ranger called Gwadran. Gwadran comes from up in the mountains and is trying to track down this weird flaming hand icon to find out more about what that means. You have to stay tuned.
You're so pretty.
She likes to stay hooded and murder people.
You're a murderous flirt.
Yeah, I was going to say, you watch him flirt. Watch the skills go.
I'm all for it.
And she likes to get handsy.
Gotta get it done.
All right, so Zim.
Sure. So Zim Grey Soul is our gnomish wizard. Zim is a little bit snooty sometimes, and he's kind of out adventuring, trying to understand how he can help his brother wake up, who is stuck in an endless sleep at the moment. Zim's not got Fireball yet, but he has hopes. It's coming one day. He dreams about it at night. And yeah, look, Zim's small, often hides behind people, and has been known to get stuck in crevices of large Minotaur and similar Goliaths.
Beautiful. That was a tale to be told. And then otherwise we have Ahinsa, who is joining us again tonight, a regular player with us. Who are you bringing to the table this evening?
I'm actually a terrible. What? Wait, what?
No, sorry, go ahead.
So I found out I'm a terrible bard. So surprise, I have a new character. So she's a tiefling. She has a super famous family, and she's trying to make a name of herself because she's super jealous. Except so she's been adventuring, but turns out her family have been sponsoring her, so like she's not actually going real adventurous. And then she found out, so now she's come to Waterdeep to try and prove herself. But yeah.
Well done. And
I'm a sorcerer.
good.
That would help.
I love
Yeah,
this
so,
sorcerer that's going to prove herself, man. We are going to have fun killing things with her.
Yeah, so we're slowly building an arsenal here, which is great.
Yeah, we are the murder hobos.
Say
This is
killing
great.
things with her. Do you mean in the way
Fire.
that she will do
No,
things?
definitely
Or
both.
Rod will just...
I just
Definitely
want to
both.
use her like a human cannon. Fireball!
Definitely both.
Well,
We also have a cameo tonight from a well-known and beloved character from our other campaign. Would you like to introduce your character, Nick?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Janice. Tonight, that's who I'm playing. Well, I go by Nick, as you can tell. So I'm a tiefling. I'm a bard, more of an entertainer, and I'm tied to a certain somebody in this group. Let's just say, even though I'm on performance tonight, I actually have a secret mission that you're going to discover a little later.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Well, brilliant. So as we've all sort of left off last session, we found in the corners, in the back street of Waterdeep, a noble pair who were looking for you guys, it seems. And you saw them about to be mugged by some Zentarum thugs before you rescued them, leaving it on quite the cliffhanger. Now, before we can unravel that, how are the two of you, the new joiners to the party, how are you sort of approaching our group here in the middle of the docks in Waterdeep?
so where exactly is Red Helm?
Right here. Go on and roll 20. Right there.
Right. Janice!
Yes.
Janice! Oh my
Yes.
god. Is that... I think we found him. Look! Hey, Red Helm!
I look up. Oh, shit.
Hi!
I do like a shy little wave as I'm like holding this guy to make sure he doesn't run away.
What you doing?
Work stuff. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm looking for adventures because, well, you know, I'm so amazing. So it's only fair, and I thought you'd like me to help you guys because I know you were coming here, so I thought you might need, you know, a powerful sorcerer.
As you guys are talking, you just hear this polite little as one of the nobles looks upon you, all just somehow ignoring them after they were just about to be mugged.
In my defense, I'm
Excuse
holding
me,
one dude.
is it normal for you to just ignore those in need?
Not generally. Who are these people? Why did they attack you?
Well, it looked like they were some sort of thugs, not unusual for this part of the city.
There was something mentioned about children needing to be rescued.
I mean, yes. put it like that, and you're bringing all the pain fresh. And you see his wife next to him start to tear up a little bit. And he says,
pass her a hanky that's very filthy.
She does not even go to grab it. She sees it, acknowledges it, but definitely keeps her hands to herself and takes a step backwards from you in that moment. He says, please, she's quite distressed. There's no need for that kind of punishment. Yes, as it turns out, we've come very specifically as we've heard that you may be some heroes in the city. Is that correct?
Yeah, mate. We're the best you got, best you ever seen, best there ever will be.
Well, I mean, that's probably not fully accurate. There are quite a few heroes with much more renown, but it is for you that I've come, and I guess that's what's important.
So what do you want from us? How can we help you, Sunshine?
As your companion there mentioned, it is with great sadness that I come to you with a request.
Mate, save your tears for the pillow and tell us what you need.
I need you to save my children.
All right, where are your children?
Well, to be fair, they are still alive and well, but it is not to be done so if we are not careful, for they are in grave danger.
Should we take them back to our inn before not discuss really openly?
Not quite of that danger. They are actually their souls are at risk here, not necessarily their physical well-being.
Their souls. Who took them?
That's right. You know that the sort of spiritual part of a person.
Yes, I'm a cleric. I'm aware.
Yes. So the thing that makes us, the human element, the thing that allows us to commune with God itself.
Who took your children?
Well, not yet, but soon. I feel like we're missing not a sense of immediate danger, but rather.
I feel like we're going around in circles here. Very,
it is
very
a bit of a circular argument.
No.
Like the shape of the tears.
Your
children, are they?
Don't make it like this, okay?
Yes, absolutely. Their souls are on the line.
Explain why their souls are on the line. Have they been corrupted? Are they listening to the music that kids these days listen to? Are they dressing in strange clothing? What is making their souls a danger?
Are they playing make-believe? Rolling dice?
I'm gonna go and are you trying to? I'm gonna say you're trying to convince them to sort of trust you a little bit and open up.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to roll a persuasion check.
Hey, Red Helm, what's happening?
In a moment.
Excuse me, young lady, but I'd prefer if you direct your questioning directly to me.
So what's happening? Like, what are you all doing?
Well, I approached these people, and these thugs attacked, and now we're here, and we're trying to get to the bottom so that these people can save my children. I think that's been made clear. Do we want to articulate that again?
Okay, no need to be snipey.
Well, I'm sorry, if your kids were on the line, I'm sure you'd suddenly become a little bit more snipey as well.
Hey, Red
Yes.
Who's the Sheila? Your baby mama or something?
No.
I will be listened to. I demand respect.
Sunshine, we're going to help you out.
introduce her.
This doesn't concern you. Party business is our business.
Well, I guess the monetary reward will just be left for someone else then.
We're going to help you.
The guy starts to walk away.
Sorry, the monetary reward?
Yes, I would not ask that you save my children for nothing.
I would be more than happy to save your children. Point us towards them. We will go and save them.
Well, you see, they are in need of a very specific remedy.
Of course, a remedy. Red Helm is very well known for his solid remedy of carrot stew.
Have you, although I'm sure that would be really swell for the common folk, but in this particular instance, the cost is 500,000 gold dragons.
Whoa. What?
Whoa, what?
Wait. We have to pay that much money to save them.
Indeed, that is the only thing that will remedy the situation.
Right.
Hang on,
I do not.
hold on,
As
hold
soon
on.
as I hear that amount, as soon as I hear that amount, I do not believe a word that's coming out of this guy's mouth right now.
He looks really solemn. You can go ahead and make an insight check if you want to
Oh yeah, dude, make an inside
tell
check.
Yeah.
if they are telling the
Yeah.
truth.
That was
Wait, So,
very specific number.
so you're
Hey,
paying to save your kids? I'm really confused right now.
From that roll, you can you can see that they seem to be very genuine. It seems to be a genuine cry for help, and that seems to be genuinely the answer.
so what sort of remedy costs 500,000 dragons?
Mayhaps this is one of those situations where we should find somewhere a little bit more private to chat. Well, why don't you come to our property, and we might be able to chat there, and you could even meet the children yourself.
Okay.
Very confused. Where
What do I
Maybe
do
we'll
with this guy that I'm holding?
Oh well, it is a while away, but
What's
if
your
we
name?
could just. Oh, my name. I do apologize. I'm so used to people knowing who I am, but I guess I can introduce myself.
That'd be great.
I am Lord Castellanter, and this is my wife, Lordette Castellanter.
Did you say Lord Castle Exit?
No, Lanter, like the lantern, but
Sorry.
without the N.
You're right. Yes. No, I had.
We are the Castellanters, and we are some of the nobles that govern this city.
Okay.
Maybe we should
Very well.
put some name tags or something on for the future.
Mr. Castellanter, why, if you've got your children at your...
That's Sir Castellanter, if you would.
Okay. If you've got your kids, your
No,
children...
make it Lord Castellanter. Yes, that sounds better. Sorry, carry on.
Whatever you like. Your children,
Lord,
you said, are at your property. You said we can go and see them. How do they
Absolutely.
They're in some
Again, I would
messed up
much
state.
prefer if we were to have this discussion in the private of our estate rather than out here in the middle of the street where the thugs live.
Now, another question
Equally.
for you, if I may, Castellanter.
Yes.
You said it will cost 500,000 gold dragons to even attempt to save your children. Did I hear that correctly?
No, as I understand from sort of the way of it, that's exactly how much it will cost to absolutely save them.
It will cost us to do that.
Well, no, it'll cost me, but that's why I need your help, because
Okay.
nobody's got that kind of funding except for you know what.
Okay.
Pretend I don't know
decision.
Well, then let's get to the estate so that we can have the conversation about the you know what.
Red Helm.
All right.
Red Helm. Does he
Yeah.
mean Voldemort? Is that the you know what?
No, that's
No,
you
you know who.
Oh,
You
my
know
bad.
who. Yeah,
Thanks.
that's right.
Thanks.
That's right.
How far is it to the to your estate, Lord Lantern?
Castellanter. Lord
Oh, no, that's
Castellanter.
Sorry, is that a distance or a location? What's the estate name?
Well, it's known as the Castellanter Estate.
Of course it is. Fantastic. How long until we reach such an estate?
Well, do you want to walk or do you want to ride in my carriage?
Well, I prefer to ride in carriages at this hour of the night.
Well, then let's get to my carriage. It should be nothing more than a 18th of the moon cycle.
Fantastic. And how will the Goliath fit in?
I do have wheels that we can attach to the feet of such a creature.
Yeah, boy.
Fantastic. That sounds right up his alley.
Yes, it will. He will be going up the
Yeah,
alley.
we can
It'll
always
be quite
sit
a sight
with
to
that.
see. All right. Shall we go then?
Yeah. What am I doing with this person that I'm holding throughout this conversation?
I did not ask you to keep the riffraff, but if you must bring him along, I'm sure there's some room in the back of the carriage.
Bear. Beowulf.
Yeah, let me
present
interrogate
point.
him really. Yeah,
I have a
throw
present
him.
for you. Oh,
Shake him down, see what he's got in him.
Yeah, so I want to pick him up, shake him out.
Like a couple of copper pieces fall out, and then one gold coin, and a handwritten note.
All right, so I'll pick up the handwritten note, pick up all the crap that fell out, and I say to him, "Who are you working for? Which faction of the Zentarum sent you?"
I don't think that you know it.
Try me, sunshine.
Have you ever heard of the none of your business part of Zentarum?
So, from where I see it, I'm a 7-foot Goliath standing here with a big ass hand axe that will cut you from asshole to mouth. Now, tell me who you're working for, or shit's gonna go south real quick.
Well, you've already killed all of my companions, so I don't know whether I could even trust you anymore. As he's
Tell me.
like bleeding out of the mouth.
Is your leader Manchun?
I'm not sure who that is.
Or did you get sent by Tashlin?
Does he know anything about Nimrites?
I'm honestly not sure if you're just making up names at this point or not. I was gonna try and like hardball you a bit, but I'm honestly confused.
Then you're clearly not proper Zentarum. And I just drop him on his head, bang, and just continue looking for
Did you
my...
ask him about the Nimrites?
No, hang on, pick him back up. Just half unconscious. Nimble rights. Have you seen any nimble rights?
He's just like, his head is just so pained, he can't even speak coherently after you drop him on it.
Shit. Chuck him on the ground. And can I quickly inspect that handwritten note?
You can absolutely read it. How's your ability to read common?
Oh, I'm okay with common. Giant would have been better. But pictures? Hopefully it's pictures.
No, it's a small note, and it says on it, "Have a great day, love, Mom."
Oh. Hey, Ridhell, look, my mum sent me a note.
Oh, your mum sent you a note. That's lovely.
Yeah, she says have a good day.
Oh,
Oh,
that 1 gold was also his lunch money. You did.
yeah. Let's go drink this rich fella's beer, eh?
Yes. Before we get going, I just want to introduce these two. This is Soraya, and the quiet one over there is Janice. I met them outside of Baldur's Gate. They're okay people.
You vouching for him, mate?
I vouch for them.
So
Alright.
it was Janice and who?
Sangria.
Soraya.
So Sangria and Janet.
Sangria.
Got ya.
Saria. Say it after me.
Sangria.
I saw you. Okay.
We'll work it out later.
I had a lot.
Are we ordering sangria?
Sangria.
Okay,
Sangria.
Sangria.
Margot.
Hey, Lord
Surely
Castellana.
heard of
Are there
Yeah,
any?
Sangria, do you, mate?
Have we checked out any of the other bodies yet, just to check what's on them? These ones with big crosses on them.
Probably not. This is why we're terrible at checking for traps.
Can we please just move on? This is, I promise, I will give you 3 gold pieces if we could just hurry it up back to my
Okay.
place. Like, this is
I'll
really
take 3
inefficient
gold
use of
pieces.
all of our time.
So each.
Don't be ridiculous, girl. You don't even look like you've ever seen a meal in your life.
Hey, easy up, sunshine.
Okay.
You can't say that about Saria. I'll have you know. This woman is celebrated across the lands. Why, I am here every day to tell you about the greatness of Saria, one of the most powerful enchanting sorceresses, so show some respect.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, Bard.
No.
I'll just try and make a persuasion check. Hold on.
Gotta love the anticipation of the roll.
Yep.
Maybe just roll it to D.
I'm just. Hold on. Where's my?
Hey, for anyone new to our game, make sure you hit the settings cog and gone down and enabled your 3D
Yay, we
dice.
figured it out.
Beautiful. So what's your modifier on your persuasion?
No, you rolled 2 D20s.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But you just need to add your modifier now. So what's the mod?
Wait, I did this. I helped you with this.
You had
Yeah.
one job.
Yeah.
Um, wait, did you say persuasion? It's 9.
Plus
Ooh.
9.
Whoa.
Yeah, plus 9.
Damn. Bard in the house, apparently.
Oh shit.
Yes, my deepest apologies. It is not without reason that I am cautious, but I see that you obviously have this spokesperson that seems to value you highly. Once we're back at my property, we'll talk a little bit more about how you fit into this picture. Shall we be going then?
Lead the way, fancy man.
He leads on and is with his wife in tow, and he heads back to the carriage. As you approach sort of the main alleyway, you can see that it is well decorated. The alleyway, the caravan has one driver in it, and waiting nearby are several guards, which were obviously told to wait there if they didn't follow them into the stacks. And you all are guided onto the wagon.
And is the Goliath? Is he now wearing wheels?
Yes. There's sort of small wheeled platforms there that we use to prop up some of the stock that we use, I think, or something like that. Feel free to stand on one of those if it suits you.
Imagining like one of those things that clips on behind a stroller.
Yeah. And watching it go, "Arr," and then like the fat kid that the mums tried to put on.
Oh god. All right. So then you guys all hop on, and he says, "All right, carry on." And soon the whole wagon starts to move as you slowly move through the streets of Waterdeep into the night. It is with great pleasure for most of you, I imagine, getting out of the dock wards as you slowly head into wider and wider roadways where magical lights start to guide you in through the main roads of the city. As you continue to head north, the buildings become less stacked, and slowly but surely you make your way onto estates, and even then you make your way further into where the Castellantas live, where it seems more like rolling hills with mansions upon them. And coming into there, you're guided through the gates once they see the Castellantas, and you make through a winding road paved with beautiful white tiles as it goes into a courtyard that opens up into the entry hall of the Castellantas. As he pops off, he's welcomed by several of his guests, and he says to you all, "Please, please, please, come on in."
Right, walking after him.
A butler meets them at the entrance. He says, "Sir, is there anything that I can do for you and your guests?" And Lord Castellaneta says, "No, it's fine. You can have the night. I'll walk them in."
The big one likes ale. He's much more agreeable when you feed ale.
All right. Well, sure.
I
I will just ask that you leave the giant wolf outside if that's at all possible. We just have a rule for pets.
Stay. Good dog.
Fairly odd pet, but heroes, I guess. Yes. Could you just please get us some ale for the big person? Thanks, Jeeves. And it says, "Certainly, sir." And Jeeves walks off, and he says, "I don't necessarily know their names. I just call them all Jeeves. It's a strange thing, but it makes it a lot easier." He says, "Coming in then?"
Yes, I make it a point not to clean my shoes off before I enter into the house.
Ooh.
Such a
Push
dick.
to the ladies, let the ladies.
Mr. Atalanta just actually starts crying. Just absolutely bawling. It is as anybody looking around, is anybody checking things out?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I walk in, I'm like,
Inside,
Yeah,
outside.
perception
I'm
check.
looking also for the outside for anyone on like guards around, anything rough around.
Oh, it's terrible.
Beautiful. So I'll even give you advantage with everybody else sort of looking around, so you can get that 15 instead. You notice, again, absolutely beautiful, but strangely enough, after introducing the sorceress, the one that was able to justify that they were apparently noble and were worthy of praise, the bard that accompanied them has not made it with you to this encounter.
Where's Janice gone? Soraya.
He's just
Where'd
gone
he
back
go?
to his. He does this. He just disappears. But I believe he's gone back to our place, to check our bags and things like that. We'll
Okay.
see.
And you hear the faint whistling of a bardic tune fade into the distance, and you all get bardic inspiration as
Ooh.
they leave.
1d100. Oh,
There's that for 10 minutes.
I feel like you guys don't really know how this whole thing works.
no, Will is waiting for what.
Every time you get a gold coin, did you say 1,000 gold coins?
Look, give him a break. He's got a lot of muscle and not much brain. The ratios.
Barbarian negotiations.
So yeah, as you're all welcomed in, you're taken to a big dining area, and the Lord Castellan says, "Please make yourselves at home." And he pulls out a box of, and I'll say it pulls a bottle off of the decanter, and it's this beautiful amber liquid. And he takes a glass that rings as it touches the table, and he pours very slowly and deliberately a bit of the drink, and then pours a little bit more of the drink as he sort of contemplates the amount. He says, any of you?
If you're offering.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
And,
take a suitable size glass.
He pulls out a thimble, and he
climb up onto some of the furniture and take a seat and get comfortable.
He slowly brings it all around. He says, "Well, my thanks to all of you for coming at this late hour. I know that most of you would rather be sleeping, and matter of fact, so would I.
Do you happen to have a house cleric? Got pretty dinged up in that battle with those thugs.
Try some of this." And he hands you a sip. How do you drink it?
Shot.
I take it.
You immediately sort of take 1d4 damage.
Are you serious?
Just give it a roll.
Are you serious? Fuck you, Robin.
That's right, you're sitting on 7.
We literally don't check for traps.
2.
So you take 2 damage, and then you heal for 2d6.
Okay.
Oh, you are a good
You're
manipulator.
evil DM.
It's heart rate 100.
You only heal for 1 more that you lost. It's amazing. Net gain of 1. So yeah, as you drink it, it burns aggressively on the way down, almost intense burning pain, and then it sort of soothes into a, when you eat sort of peppermint and it has that sharp taste, but then it just kind of mellows out into like a nice, cool, calming flavor.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, and it sort of brings you up 1 point of HP.
Smooth.
Yes, it is a bit of an acquired taste, but it does keep you young and keeps the hairs on your chest black.
How much are you hurting, Red Helm?
Pardon?
How much are you hurting?
I'm on 8 hit points. I don't remember how many spell slots I have, actually. And I didn't want to cast any spells in front of this dude because last time we tried that, I got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we almost died.
Yes, if it's all right, I'd like to tell the tale of why I need your help now, if that's okay.
Yes.
I have it on good sources that you have been almost at the center of a of a grand heist, if you would, in the city.
Yes.
Have you heard of the Neverember fortune that exists somewhere in Waterdeep?
We may have.
Well, you see, it is just that which is why I have chased you down. Within that fortune is enough gold to save my children, by all accounts.
I'm sorry. Are you alluding to the fact that the money will be for them?
It will not be used by I, but rather he looks really downtrodden and he said, well, it is not proud that I say this, but there was a time when things weren't going too well for my wife and I, and we cried out for help, and as such, help sometimes comes from unlikely places, and we made a deal with a figure who takes what is owed to them very aggressively.
Loan shark bailed you out, and now you have to pay them back.
When you said your children's soul is at risk, you don't mean a loan shark in the physical sense who lives down the corner, do you? You mean
Well, there's no loan sharks in this area, but yes, I understand the metaphor. But yes, not more so a demonic loan shark of sorts.
And you put your children's life on the line for your prosperity.
Well, you understand that as a parent, sometimes you have to do what's right for yourself. And then sometimes you realize
you
that
bargain your children's souls.
That your kids are important, and you know, I'm not perfect. No parent is, and that's why we're coming to you, because I think you're the only ones that have the chance of getting to that fortune and helping us pay for our children's souls.
What about this demon loan shark? Can you tell us about him?
What about the demon? Well, let's just say that he has influence in Waterdeep and was able to help us build this life that we now have.
Right. And what exactly do you want us to do? Do you want us to pay back the demon?
Well, all I need is for you to help me retrieve the gold so that I may pay them off so that our kids may be spared.
So you want us to find gold and then give it to you instead of for us keeping it for ourselves?
Well, it's...
Yeah, the Neverember fortune is 1,000,000 dragoons. If we find it.
Well, yes. So in that case, there's half there still for you, enough to live a life so full of intense wealth that I'm sure that 500,000 to save innocent lives, it has to be worth something.
So we killed a couple of murderers earlier for free to save some innocent lives.
Yeah. So what's in it for us?
Why?
Well, my children otherwise would have their souls sucked out of their bodies.
That sounds like a terrible deal.
Your own soul?
Well, they don't want my
so
soul.
much.
For some reason, they're not really interested in that.
I can see your soul is fairly stained by your actions. I wouldn't want your soul either.
Well, as much as I don't like to agree with you, I do agree. I have done some things that I regret deeply, but it should not be my children who suffer. How about this?
Intel?
What I will say, and I will answer your question shortly, but we are in a unique position to help people navigate some of the political landscape of Waterdeep, and we hold quite a lot of influence in the city. And whatever you need from us to be successful, whether that be advertising anything that you're working on, whether that be driving business to adventure, whether that be making sure that the nobles and the city councils are on your side, we will make sure that there's no opposition to you. Just save our children, please.
I'll save the children.
What state are these children in, firstly? How many are there? What state are they in?
There used to be 3, and now there is but 2.
So
They
they've already
are
killed one.
they are in a state of slumber at the moment.
Okay.
But it is
Certain
like
it's
2 a.m.
only
It is
money
like
that
2
will
a.m.
save
in the
them.
morning, so the state of slumber is probably apt. What was that? Sorry, Saraya?
How are you certain it's only money that will save them? Surely there's something else that could help.
It was the only request that the demon made was that it is their lives or 500,000 gold dragoons.
Right now, I'm saying there's 2 options. There's either you help us find the $1 million million gold cachet of dragoons, and we'll talk about the 500 after that, or we go hunter demon,
Yeah, boy.
which we know nothing about.
Do you know
You go where, sorry?
much?
We go hunt this demon.
Well,
We
the
bring the-
demon is, I have to warn, stronger than the entire army I have at my disposal. Else we
You
would not
haven't-
be coming to you.
Hang on. Hold up. You have an army at your disposal.
Yes,
So,
Still can't find
that is correct.
500k worth of gold.
You understand that
dragoons.
the Never Ember was a very clever man. Have you heard of the Stone of Galore?
Yes.
Well, I mean, tell us. You tell us. What is the Stone of Galore?
Well, I can see that some of you know what it is.
Well, inform the rest of us.
Well, you see, we've been trying to save our children very aggressively, as the time is soon approaching that the demon will come and take its due. We've tried many a method of raising funds, but unfortunately it's not possible to raise that much in such a short
Have you
amount of
tried
time.
a sausage sizzle?
Many sausages
Have you
have
tried
been
a carrot
sizzled,
wash?
and we
Bake
have
Off?
also... Bake Off was not as good. It did find that it was just a lot of work for meager funds.
Have you
Listen,
asked your parents?
I have no parents that are living. I inherited everything that they had, but you guys are really not good at this whole thing, are you?
have you tried to ask Jeeves?
Let's be clear, Lord. While you might insult us, you're the one who made a horrendous choice of selling your children's soul to a demon. So I think that if you're asking for our help, then you cease the insults to this group.
I completely agree with you, Zim. This man is
This is
showing that he's morally destitute to sell his own
Make
children.
another persuasion check.
Bloody hell.
in the meantime, is his wife attractive?
She's shining in the golden robes that she's wearing.
Did you say
God.
perception or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Does he have advantage because I helped him?
No, I'll
Don't
take
need
the 9.
advantage. Don't need advantage.
I'm just wondering if we need extra appeal for our bar.
I do so apologize. It's just that I'm so deeply worried about my children.
Just while this conversation's going on, Rotherin's going to just look around the room and just steal any shit she can.
While that's happening, I'll distract and ask, continue down the what do you know of the Stone of Galore and
Yes.
how any intel around these lagoons.
I have had my eye out, as it is something that we really are keen on, but we lost track of a source. And I understand from my sources that our only lead died in a fury explosion, conveniently outside of your place of residence.
Sorry, somebody was involved in an explosion outside our residence.
Well, all I'm saying that is coincidences go. Having the key lead in an investigation to 1 million gold dragoons burst to flame seems like a rather tight one.
Have your men heard or seen any beings around the city known as Nimblewrights? Not in the dock area though.
Nimble, yes, I've heard of those. Quite a fancy little thing. there was this sort of party that we were invited to where one of our friends had one, and they sort of said that if we all bought one, we could have it, and if we then wanted to, we could sort of start our own nimble right business that we get supplied from them, and sort of it grew into some sort of a joint business venture where I could then get people to join me selling nimble rights. But that's sort of all I know of it.
Is that one of those like trademarked what do you call it, trapezoidal schemes?
I've heard of it, but specifically they said this was not a trapezoidal scheme.
No, I understand. No, I totally.
It sounds like a Tupperware.
Tupperware seems like an oddity here, but you can draw your correlations as much as you like. But that's all I know of these mechanical servants. Jeeves is so much more reliable.
So you want us to ask Jeeves?
If you want a cup of coffee, yes. Why else would you?
Never mind.
So,
That Zord,
Hmm.
he seems to be purveying nimble rights around the city.
Yes, I believe that is the connection that my friend had in the local mansion.
See, we're hunting for a rogue nimble right, one that was made by a nimble right and has become self-aware.
Well, unfortunately, I have no clue about that. As I said, my investigation and my sources stopped once the death of my source at the front of your manor.
Or maybe you can use your resources, your vast army of people. Keep an eye out for any rogue nimble rights.
More than happy to ask on your behalf. Anything I can do to narrow this search down.
So, Lord, you know what it feels like to me. I reckon we've got to build a working relationship. So maybe let's work together on a simple task, and we'll see whether we can get you to 500,000 later down the line.
Whatever you need.
You help us locate this nimble right, and we'll work on the next steps following. But to do that, you get
leads.
We do, but we can get the art. We can use arsenal. We've got, we can take advantage of your skills that your army may have and your suppliers.
Well, yes, as long as you can show me that it's going to help. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find another solution because time is really, really short.
Let's just say the nimble right that we're after may have been witness to the explosion that happened outside of our bar, our pub.
Right.
So give us a little bit more information. When is your payment due?
It's sort of more of a sense of ominous doom that comes over us whenever it's close. And it started picking up about a 10-day ago, and I'd say that it's gotten about, 50% more aggressive. It's about a 5 out of 10 right now, if I had to describe it.
I see. And tell us more about the demon itself.
Big, very big, large.
Okay, not for his appearance. Tell me his name.
You want a name? He says there's much power in a name, and uttering it here may call upon it much earlier than I desire.
What if you were to write it down?
Do you think these creatures are fooled by a written word? A name is just as powerful, even written on a piece of paper.
How do you feel about interpretive dance?
Charades.
He says, well, if you really think it will help, go ahead and roll persuasion.
First word.
20, come
on. 17.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. And he jumps up, and he feels super embarrassed. You can see that he really doesn't like this at all.
Can tell that you're not liking this, but get on with it.
Yes, well, he puts his hands up with his index fingers raised upon his head, symbolizing horns, and he starts to sort of sway back and forth very snake-like, and he then sort of makes the sign of like an explosion, and he just like his arms just go apart, and he just goes. He makes sounds with his mouth, and then he.
Are you doing? Are you trying to act me out? Just because I have horns?
Yes, so like her, but much manlier, much more powerful, and on fire. That's sort of the vibe I'm going for.
No.
I'm feeling like we start swinging. This is going to be fun.
How do you know that I'm not powerful?
Well, are you a
Did you
world-ending
not hear
demon
my
that's
friend?
threatening people to take their souls? I know that you're powerful, but just as I'm not able to take on a demon, I didn't expect that you could.
Fair.
It's no affront to your honor or your strength. It's just that this is a mother flipping demon.
So we're looking for a tiefling?
No,
Or a
very
demon?
specifically a demon. You're not looking for them. It finds you, and it's coming in roughly 10 days.
So we've got 10 days to find the 500,000 and give it to you, and you will give it to the demon, and the demon will be happy. Your children will not be eaten, or their souls won't be eaten, and then we'll be $500,000 dragons in the hole. What are we getting in return for our 500 dragons?
The city of Waterdeep on a platter for you.
Did you say the entire city of Waterdeep?
Well, metaphorically, I can do. I
feel like with 1 million dragons, the city will be on our platter, as it is.
It takes much time to get the political landscape under wraps. We have spent lifetimes building.
And as we can see that you've needed to buy that from a demon, we can tell that you're absolutely rubbish at navigating that political landscape to get to where you are.
Well, I am. Now I just need one more thing, and I need to save my children. It's the only thing that we've ever made mistake in.
Right. And it seems like a pretty big mistake.
I do not disagree, but it is what you do. It must be done in order for your family to survive.
Do you know
How do you put a city on a platter? How do you put a city on a platter?
I think he means he'll organize a lot of political sway for us.
Oh.
As in, he will give us the things that we want. Our competitors to our venue will no longer be a problem.
I was going to say, I'll tell you what isn't a mistake.
You owe me a cot. That's all I'm saying.
Investing in a pub. Definitely not a mistake.
Yes, well, I've not done it yet, but I'm very happy to do so if that's what's required once this is all over.
Hospitality is a booming business.
Well, I'm glad. So let's make sure that we survive long enough to get there.
Right. Well, what can you offer us right now to assist us in getting closer to what we need to obtain?
I can offer you food, shelter. I can offer you.
They're no use to us. We have our own venue. Resources and men. What can you offer in the way of resources and men?
I mean, just tell me what you'd need them for, and I'll arrange and make sure that there's enough of them to support you.
I think we need knowledge. We need information.
Knowledge is where I need you, because I have run a course, but as I have heard it, you've been speaking to many of the people around the city, and they seem much more confident talking to you than I. And I might warn
that's because you've not sold our children's souls.
I mean, you can use whatever logic you like, but understand that that's just the way it has seemed to me.
You said
our biggest lead at this point is a nimble ride.
Yeah.
Remembering
help us find that nimble ride.
Last time when you guys were talking to the captain of the ship, who you had dinner with, they told you that likely the place you need to go to find out more about that particular nimble ride was Rolhun Villa.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is that we head there, and this guy, Lord Castlelanta.
Can you please have some food sent to the Winchester Shield? No carrots. No carrots.
No carrots.
No carrots.
Are we talking like 1 week's worth of groceries, or what's the plan here?
Yes, 1 week's worth of groceries and possibly a cleaner or two. The Minotaur that lives there can be a little bit messy sometimes.
All right. Well, fine. I'll have it sent to you immediately. But
And then
it'll have to
schedule
wait
it
for
for every week.
One other thing.
If my kids survive, you can consider it on the record that you can have a cleaner every day for the rest of your lives.
That's what 500,000 dragons would buy us, so yes.
One other thing, we could do with some good press about the Winchester's arms. There was a minor incident involving a reporter, and
It was really
we could
funny.
just
Do you have
maybe a double-page ad in a newspaper.
Do you have the name of the reporter which wrote unfavorably about your establishment?
We haven't actually seen it yet, have we? We just anticipated
haven't.
the.
And which establishment was it that was writing this scathing review?
Waterdeep Times.
Winchester, Waterdeep Times.
Well, let me see what I can do. I will ensure that it is received favorably.
While this conversation about the review is going on, I jump down and sort of just carefully just wander over towards Beowulf, and I summon him down so he can be in just an earshot of me, just so we can chat quietly. Bear, you have fantastic perception about people, and majority of the time your desire to smash them over the head is spot on. What is your take on this guy? Do we help him? Do we agree to spend time thinking about whether or not we'll help him with his children and this sum of money, or do we thump him on the head, let Ren ransom the place, and take our best shot at the army outside on our way?
Yeah, mate. I reckon we've got to trust him, but we've got to use him. He's got weapons. He's probably got a pretty good, magic man for the squishy ones.
Mm.
And, maybe Ren can be a little bit of the woohoo and get us a bit more than the bring that 500,000 down.
Wise words. Every IQ point.
I'm kind of excited for that dragon. I mean, the demon. I just want to kill everything. Let's just go for the demon.
Oh, well, I guess you'll have a shot at it so long as Claymore doesn't challenge it to a duel.
Yeah, boy.
All
But
right.
he won't.
Plot twist, the reporter is the demon.
I climb back up onto my stool.
So, Lord,
Can I count on your support in this?
you can, but we're going to need one of those magic ones that makes everyone feel warm and fuzzy from our squishy buds. And we're going to need some pretty, nice looking weapons that are going to help us here move this,
Sorry, you need a what? What, a pleasure wand?
Hey, Red Elm, can you use a pleasure wand? Will that help?
Mature content warning on Twitch. Yep.
This is the longest we've gone before being inappropriate, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty good effort. I feel like it's a nice lead into the cadence of this.
We made an
I'm
hour by 1
imagining
minute.
I'm now imagining in the Acting campaign where we get received magical awards, there's going to be Wand of Pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
One-time use. Pointed at anything.
No, mate, we don't want Wands of Pleasure. We need real, we need someone to heal Red Helm, make him all, fight and fit. But we're going to
To
need
be
some
fair,
weapons.
I can technically heal myself. I just remembered that I lost a lot of blood, but I can heal myself.
And you blokes call me the stupid one.
You keep the drink that I just fed you in your system overnight, and I'm sure that you'll wake up feeling well rested and healed.
I didn't get to ask. I'm assuming not on the cab ride here, but that would have been counted as a short rest.
Yeah, it could have been a short rest if you wanted to use it as such.
It's up and all that.
But I expect you, unless you guys are going straight into
No,
to
just-
Grolhund Villa right now, that you'd probably take a long rest here before.
It's because it's the nighttime now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like 2
Still
a.m.
quite late.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's fine.
I think I just give everyone the look around and give them the kind of the nod, like the "Do you agree? We all on here?" Like the the eyes. All right. Well, spit on the ground.
Please
I'm
don't do that.
disgusted, and so is the group that this has occurred.
I know,
That you would,
I'm sorry.
and you should feel ashamed.
I do feel ashamed. And his wife just like bawls, and she says, "They are such beautiful children, and it would just hurt me so badly if anything was to happen to them."
For the moment,
Right.
you have our alliance. We
Yes,
will,
dear. Sorry, she's just
with
upset
your
today.
help.
I'm just gonna quickly console her. It's okay, dear. They'll be okay. Sorry. Carry on.
we
I just
will for
imagine
the
Rob
moment
with like little
consider.
toys.
It's okay, baby. No, you do it. No, you do it.
Yeah. Nick is
Don't need to cry, sweet thing. It'll be all right.
Can you
We
describe your demon in a little bit more detail? Is it wrapped in shadow at all?
I would
just
say
fire?
that I saw just a lot of red. It was sort of the fear of my life looking at the thing. So I would say that is very important. I can definitely try and think a bit more on it if you would give me a moment, and maybe I can consult with my wife to see if we have any other detail.
Well, while you consult, I'll make it clear. We will assist you for the moment. We'll continue to
Oh, you will?
take your goodwill, your political allegiance, and your support in the form of resources, men, and political sway, and we will do our best to find. I'm not making any clad iron or ironclad even confirmation right now. I think we need to sleep on this and consult in the morning when we're all completely full of blood and our brains are working entirely. I just kind of point myself and look at red like but for the moment consider us friendly. It will do you well to
Thank you.
serve us everything we need and ask for so that we can continue to achieve.
As I said, whatever is required, I'm at your service.
Did Ren find anything?
Yeah,
with her
she went looking.
sneaky?
Don't know.
Where did Ren go? Where did you go and look?
I just
Sorry?
went looking around the house, sort of wandering casually, picking shit up, and if it was worth anything, I'd just pocket it.
Forgot you're a klepto.
Oh no!
This is gonna be the fun part.
Oh no!
Come on, roll
sure.
it.
Let me just get you a nice little loot table, I guess. This is when we need like some sort of a repository of stuff we could just roll on. Let's say
Anybody watching our Twitch channel, if you want to just put in the comments a couple of options, we'll chuck that into the loot table.
100%.
Wand of pleasure, definitely going in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was literally going to jump in the chat to say that.
You're such a strange person,
And
Bear.
carrot.
There we go.
No carrots.
Okay,
That
so
was the wand of pleasure, right?
in total you find about 60 gold pieces of sort of estranged items that you consider quickly attainable without sort of arousing suspicion.
Great. Stolen. And then I just make my way to like the nearest window and sort of stand there, look out the window and just have a look around and let the conversation happen behind me.
Beautiful. So they sort of look very tired and very distraught as you sort of come to a head of this conversation.
All right, I'm going to walk outside with Ren's permission and do Spirit Seeker and attune to. Sorry, what am I saying here? Do like beast sense so I can have this kinship with the wolf, so I can, if I need to, I can see through its eyes.
Very nice.
Permission granted.
Yeah.
So you guys you walk outside and just like in the middle of this man's like mansion outside you have this feral wolf, and you just go up and just start melding minds with it.
One of you.
Lord Catalan, is it normal that this man would so involve himself with animals?
his people have strange customs.
There is nothing normal about him. That's why we like him.
Yes, I mean, for some or other reason, you guys are successful, so I trust that
Surprisingly.
it would work well.
Let's go get some sleep.
Yep.
Fair warning, the big one eats a substantial amount in the morning and is useless, absolutely useless, unless he is full. So, please find us and show us our way to our accommodation. And in the morning, I suggest that Jeeves has everything required and on the table as soon as we wake.
I will ensure that it is done just so.
All right, we're going back to the Winchester.
Are we staying here?
No, we'll stay here.
Let's stay here.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize I'd have to make accommodations for you. That's fine.
It's late.
Jeeves. Yes, sir. Can you please make sure that these people are fed and housed? One of them seems to be particularly hungry in the morning, so you gotta make sure that that's there. Yes, sir. And he says, if you would follow me, sirs and ladies. Have a good evening, and please don't take anything. It is very precious to me.
As we go up the stairs to follow Jeeves around, I'm going to try and peek in the different doors and see if I can see his kids, or if he's just trying to take the piss.
I mean, okay, sure. How am I going to resolve this? Go ahead and roll a 1d4 for me.
Go ahead and roll a childcare check.
Oh, for peeping Tom.
And then go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Come on.
Modifier
Yeah.
25.
So you managed to, so you managed to do it stealthily enough. Then go ahead and make a perception check to see how well you see while you're stealthily opening doors.
12.
Don't forget the inspiration.
Oh yeah,
What does
that
that
bardic
give me?
inspiration.
It's a D6.
I believe you can add a 1d6 to a roll.
Bardic.
Let's make the 12 into a
beautiful.
15.
So the house is broken up into several different wings. You're taken down a specific wing by Jeeves, opening up the doors very quickly as you sort of fall behind and meld into the shadows. None of the rooms that you open in this wing seem to be filled with children.
Okay.
Place like this go for.
There's a few spots here to sleep. How many of you are there? And he starts counting. 6 of you, fine. If you can take half of you in these 3 rooms, and he points out 3 on sort of one sort of corner of the house. And as the corridor sort of curves around a corner, there's another 3 doors. It says, and the rest of you, you can find yourselves bedded here.
There.
There is a communal bathroom for the visitors' wing here, and it's sort of across the hallway is sort of a centralized grand bathroom area. He says, please make sure to keep things relatively tidy. I do not wish to be woken again tonight.
Should we give the wolf a bath?
Not at 2:30 in the morning.
Will there be anything else, sirs?
Sweet dreams, sweet jigs.
Thank you kindly. And he nods and turns around and walks away.
Just before I go to bed, can I cast Detect Good and Evil?
Sure.
See if I can get a ping on the kids, or if there's any evil influence.
Yep. So Detect Good and Evil, how does it detect? What does it pick up?
I love that we're like murder hobos, no trust. We don't even think there's kids, that they exist. We're going to kill it and...
Hey, I'm impressed you guys haven't just flat out opened up attacks onto Lord Castellanter at this point.
I was like red hot.
don't worry.
He was
It is-
really pissed off with this
It
guy.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I've rolled over it a couple of
Or
times.
telling he's despising.
I should have read it properly.
I feel like we'd break a record for the fastest through Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We just kill everything.
Yeah.
You never get to the dragon heist because you're not willing to like do the intrigue, but nothing ever stops you either.
No, we just turn it into murder hobos. It's a whole new Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast game.
Hobo Deep. That's all it is. Hobo Deep.
We'll start a new Twitch channel, and it's speed runs of D&D campaign. Anyway, divine sense is I actually would sense the celestial fiend or undead.
Yeah, so
It's not
you don't
detect general stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say specifically that you haven't felt the intense presence of an archfiend in the house.
All right.
So I'm going to go into one of the
Specific
bedrooms.
payment?
I'm going to head into one of the
Sorry, what was
rooms.
that? Oh, you're
Yeah.
just heading to the room? Fantastic.
Heading to your
And
room.
I'm just sort of going to try and just wave over Saria to follow me. One less.
Awesome.
Could I speak to Red Helm first?
Yeah, what's up?
I guess.
So I'm assuming from this conversation you are also looking for the Dragoon?
Yes. Yes, we are. Yeah, sorry, you kind of just got thrown in the deep end there.
So is it alright if Janice and I join you? I am after.
Well, is the whole party with us at the moment? Or are we separated?
However you want to
away.
do it. Like,
Okay.
everybody has their own room, so
Yeah.
you can do what
Yeah.
you want.
Can
So I just
ask
walked
them,
over to her.
we can just I can ask them. I'm sure they wouldn't mind like any extra backup. Like we had this
As you
other
know.
part who wasn't very helpful.
Yeah, well, as you know, Janice is quite amazing.
Yes, and I know from experience, you can hold your own. But we're gonna make sure it's the group vote. I might have the biggest room in our inn, but I'm not in charge yet. So
Okay.
To be fair, that's because you're carrying enough ego for literally two. So
yes,
Wait, so you own an inn?
yes, we were the group was given an inn. It's called the Winchester Shields.
That sounds interesting. Do you need any investors or is there any parts for sale?
I think I know how I'm going to get the group to accept you.
Okay.
We'll talk about it in the morning. I am
Oh.
still bleeding profusely.
Yeah, you
I'm
look
gonna-
terrible.
Thank you.
I
I'm
thought
wearing a
were
helmet.
Cleric.
I keep forgetting that I can heal myself. I'm just going to get a bed.
Okay,
just like
bye.
bleed into the sheets.
Yeah, pretty much like whenever to take the armor off, just like onto the bed.
Also, no
Um,
one's actually introduced themselves to me.
It's been a bit of a
I
you
introduced
jumped
you to them,
into
yeah.
like a
I'll
very
do that in the morning.
big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that marks a good middle point for the session. Before we sort of continue with the next half of tonight's session, it might be time to call a quick 10-15 minute break before we continue into the wide adventures of Waterdeep.
Sounds good. See you soon, boys.
Bye.
Bye.
We roll, we rage, and we rarely check for traps. We are Raging Roars.
Yes, it's not very good, is it?
I'm really planning on round 3 killing every single one of you.
I don't know how you make
Thank
characters and not get emotionally involved. Like, these are my babies.
Well, honestly, like I like all of them.
Rule number 1, don't piss off the DM.
That'll do it.
Cool. Awesome.
Nat 20 to start.
Dude, you should have repented. Why didn't you repent?
I know, right? I wanted that +3 shields.
I hear the hellish scream of the 2 banshees that are flying in the trees above you.
On my back. And you know what? I'm not gonna let you down. I am not gonna let you down. With 15 points of splashing damage, I'm just shearing off feet, left, right, and center.
Is this a Google? And I'm gonna dump Divine Smite into it.
He finally smited something.
Finally smited something. Okay, and because it's a banshee, it's undead, right? Extra 3d8.
Oh shit!
What?
When Jan smiled like that, it is not because she's happy.
So I'm going to, this banshee after being attacked and attacked, is going to wail. You have to do a DC saving throw of 13. If you do not, it does not end well for you.
DC what?
Oh shit!
can't
Oh
really-
shit!
Am I in that
Oh, no.
range too?
I have
So you
advantage.
claim on
Con save.
con save.
I have
Dude,
advantage
well,
on con saving throws.
That's a nat one! Oh my god!
I have, do I have blessing still from earlier?
Yes!
But that's still a nat one though.
It fails.
Fails.
Then be the rules.
There's 9.
It doesn't matter, you still failed anyway.
Roll just in case.
I'm waiting for
Rod, I would like you to do the whale for us, please.
You know what?
Yes!
You
Yes!
wail. You wail
Do
and
it.
I'll cop it.
First stream, do it.
You wail.
Oh, I can do it.
Oh. So Mark, you take 6 points of... Shit, this is going to wait too long. I'm in so much trouble. This is going to be hilarious.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
But anyway, Mark, you take 6 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
then you-
of course it's psychic damage. Yeah.
So, as you hear this... There is...
Tell me what I take.
A failure. A creature drops to 0 hit points.
Oh shit.
And after filling up our tankards and getting some food from the local tavern, we have returned to complete our session for the evening. As we were left off, we found ourselves in really nice living quarters, being dined and eventually housed by the Castellanters in search of saving their children. Are you guys doing anything during the evening, or are we happy to sleep and have a long
Very
rest
sleepy.
and
Very sleepy.
wake?
I would
Okay.
like to ask one of the Jeeves for a morning paper.
All right, excellent. So you all wake up, and politely, you all have a knock at your door, sort of in a reasonable hour, and there you see a butler dressed, but definitely looking a bit different to the previous one that you had. And they say, "Good morning, sir. If you're interested, there is breakfast waiting for you in the dining room." And he goes through systematically, waking you all up in much the same way, polite tone, and then heads to the dining hall themselves.
I specifically request of Jeeves a morning paper.
So you'll find a selection of the papers of Waterdeep waiting for you for your perusal on the table when you awake.
I wait by Ren's door until Ren is ready to kind of converse.
What? Morning, Zim. Zim?
Just checking for nobody else to be around, especially no Jeeveses.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Surely I can look down the aisle and see if there's any Jeeves around. Yeah, I can. I can definitely tell if there's any Jeeves around. Rolling a nat 20.
You don't seem to see any Jeeves.
Do I perceive anything else other than our in-party members?
You can, some reason, sense the breath of everything in like a half-mile radius, and none of them seem close enough to.
Ren, I've slept very well. I've thought about this a lot. Let's see how this plays out, but I would not cross out the fact that after this is all done, you might return a few weeks after this is done and shank both of them in their sleep. Keep that down the down low, but definitely something we should consider.
I think I might do as good to be worth 1 million gold dragons and 500,000. We'll see how this plays out.
So what are you
just
guys
quickly
talking
point
about?
out for anybody listening on the stream, this is a return to the murder hobo form that we were all waiting for.
So what?
Delayed
Red
gratification.
Helms walks out of the room. What are you both talking about?
Just a logical end to everything. How did you sleep ready? Feeling more full of blood?
Yes, I really need to wash my face, so I can't wait to get back to the Winchester.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there is a bathhouse in a sort of area that you can pretty
won't take
yourself
his-
up at if you want to.
Won't take his helmet off if he's not in his room.
Red, just quickly, yourself and Gaston both seem to be quite worldly. Have you ever really known anyone to sell their children's souls as payment? Is that a regular thing that I've just not really known about?
First that I've come across, but evil comes in many shapes and forms in this big bad world of ours.
Very wise, very wise.
I am a cleric.
Shall we feed? Shall we break our fast?
The bacon is fresh, gentlemen and lady.
Food.
I just imagine
my way
Bear
through
looks like, yeah.
Good morning, Bear.
Food.
Upon the table lies a beautiful arrangement of fresh fruits, of pancakes, of bacon, eggs, of little pork sausages. You see pretty much a selection of everything that you've ever wished was upon a plate at breakfast.
Delicious.
While Bear disgraces himself, I head straight for the papers and start digging out the Waterdeep Times.
Oh,
Through it.
By the way,
Sitting in
everyone,
there.
this is Soraya.
Oh yes.
Hey,
Hi.
Soraya. Where do you
Hello.
come
Sorry, I
from,
forgive
Soraya?
myself, forgive our party. My name is Zim. I hope last night's events weren't too strange for you.
No, it was alright. It was nice to hear about the dragoon because that's also when I'm here, and I thought I'd meet up with Redhelm because he did mention he was coming here because I am also looking for adventure.
She said she can invest in the inn, by the way.
Oh yes.
Oh, I see. Please tell us, how can you invest in the inn?
Well, what do you need?
I need a large cot.
Is that all?
Well, that's what I need. The rest of them will have their own demands. But anything
Oh.
that you can help with, that would be fantastic.
Well, I suppose I could help with the money. That's something you guys require.
Yes. Yes. Especially seeing we're considering giving up half of the fortune.
So half of the fortune is still a bloody fortune.
Yeah.
Mm.
We need
Tell us a little bit about
250 gold for guild licenses.
How
We
much?
can't serve any 250 gold for guild licenses because we can't serve alcohol until
Well,
we own
surely
a
a man with a political sway like the Lord here. Where's the Lord here? I look around. Is he here, DM?
I can help with that if you need.
Sorry, you didn't sense his breath when you rolled your nat 20.
Okay.
Well, if that's all you need, I can definitely help with that. No?
Like I said,
What?
there'll be many things that we need. That would be fantastic if you can assist with that. I still think the Lord would be able to sway this political issue and just resolve any monetary issues with politics or guilds that we might have.
So does this mean I own part of the inn?
You got to arrange that with
Let's
these
take
people.
that a little bit. Let's take that a little bit. Let's take that a little bit easy on owning part of the inn. It cost us blood.
A lot of blood.
Well, I can give you blood. You want
No,
blood?
So what?
Well, you said it costs blood, so like I'm sure I can find blood. It wouldn't be that hard.
As in battle. We proved ourselves in battle.
Mm.
And earned the inn.
But kind of weirdly
Zim
cool
was
to
stuck
remember.
in the Goliath ass crack
Yeah, boy.
for like a session.
I was not stuck. I was wedged. It's a very big
Oh
difference.
god.
It was a
So did you
strategic
just sit
move
on
rather
him?
than an accident.
Mm. Mm.
You
Sat on him.
So Soraya, bears the name, raging's the game. So what's your
What's the game?
raging?
Ragging.
Oh,
What's that?
Jesus Christ, Redhelm, what have you brought into this group?
She's better than the bard. She has money.
Yeah, I know. All right, so tell me, are you a sword swinger or a spell thrower?
Spells is what I'm good at.
Yeah, we're going to need a couple of you. No stress. All right, don't take my food, don't get in my way, and you'll survive.
Mm.
All right.
Can you
Over back
purchase-
to the writing of the
My bad.
the paper. go ahead and do an investigation check for reading it, seeing if you can find the article that was about your tavern.
We get to cash in our late inspiration.
Yeah, you can still use your inspiration if you want.
What was it? A D6.
Yeah, 1d6 added to the 5.
Clicky to get that to happen. It's not going to make a difference, is it?
I mean, you can try. No. As you try and flick through it, you don't actually notice an article about it.
Check the date. Is it today's date?
Yes.
Or is it an old paper?
It does seem to be today's date.
Can you check that it's even the paper?
Are you also trying to read over their shoulders, Zim?
Hand that over here, Claymore. What are you scrolling through that paper? You'll break it and none of us will be able to read. Don't spill your drinks on it.
Yes,
I'll investigate and I'll roll an additional.
Ooh, nice.
So I've got a total 17.
Yeah, with the 17, you read through it very specifically and very meticulously, and you notice actually a normal amount of white space in a specific part of the paper, sort of towards the middle of the paper. That's all you notice. That seems a little bit out of the ordinary.
There seems to be some white space here. Some sort of very particular ink, maybe? Something was erased? I thought you said Gisam was going to organize a good writing of this for us. Seems to be 0 written about us.
Redacted, is it?
That may not be
Interesting.
a bad thing.
It's almost like you went to someone
that may be.
Jason and told them that nothing bad should be written.
Well, you know what they say, Red. No news is good news.
Is that what they say?
Does it mention the tavern?
All that you've been able to tell is that there is unusual amount of white space.
I just get out one of my little magical, items, and I just draw a little doodle of a large Goliath Minotaur-looking thing that's just massive. I just put a little table in front of it, and it's eating a lot of food, just doodling what I see in front of us.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
Come on, charisma 13, baby.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's pretty good for a little doodle over breakfast. I don't think the barbarian is even looking at the drawing with the food just being stuffed into their orifice, and it's lovely. It's a beautiful scene. It's a calm before the storm as you guys are just relaxing as you entering this 10-day hike up to the murder of 2 small children.
Yes.
So while we're having breakfast and eggs and pork sausages and things, I'm just going to turn to Saria and just, Saria, where are you from? What were you doing before finding your way to us yesterday?
Well, see, my family, they're known for their adventures, right? But being the youngest, I wasn't really, they coddled me, and they always stopped me. And so I was out looking for adventure, and I was looking for sponsors, but turns out it was actually my family, and they were organizing everything. So and that's when Janice explained to me. So I'm on the way, I'm looking for glory, I'm looking to make myself a name without their help. So that's why, I would love to join. I don't need the money from the dragon heist. I just want the fame and I want that glory.
Do you come from a family of sorcerers?
Well, so funny story. My mom's a dragon, and my other mom's a bard, and so they couldn't really have children, and that's when my mom made a pact. And so, except the thing was, every child she had would be a tiefling, right? So that's where I come in. But you may have heard of my siblings, but Yeah. Sorry,
Does anybody want to do a bit of a history check to see if that story resonates?
Yeah, I'll roll a history.
I roll a
Beautiful.
23.
There's a 23. I'll take that
I
one.
don't know
as
why
the
history
win.
is intelligence. That's a
You
-1.
actually remember very clearly reading about one of the sort of leading adventuring duos which have come in recent years, sort of professed throughout Waterdeep as the sort of a next wave of adventurers for the modern era. And just from what you recall, they're sort of a brother and sister duo. Both are tieflings, which is really odd and very memorable. As you know, it's not common to be a tiefling in Waterdeep, but it's even less common to be an adventurer. To be both and to sort of come from the same family makes them quite well known in Waterdeep.
Yeah, I do remember a brother-sister combo of adventurers. I mean, there's not many adventuring tieflings around in Waterdeep, and I do remember hearing something of them at some point. Is that
Now-
a relation of yours then, is it?
Soraya, do you have names for your siblings? Welcome to DMing. This is how it feels.
Okay, I take back that the afternoon work. Coming back to me, all the hot shots to Robin. My bad. I take back all my mean comments.
Feel free to think about it and just to come up with them throughout the next week, and we can introduce them slowly.
I'm so sorry, guys.
That's
right.
Is there anything else that you guys would need from me before the day begins? Says
Pocket bacon.
Jeeves. What
I
is
start
that?
putting bacon into my pockets for later on.
Yeah, there's a shipment of groceries coming to your house, so.
Jeez, for the groceries, that's fantastic. Well done.
Yes.
I'm glad you've been able to action that quickly. Tell me, your master, he tells us many things. What is your interpretation of him? We do not care for the niceties. Tell us real. Is he trustworthy?
My master has been nothing but punctual with his wage payments, and
I care not for his wage payments. I care for the character of the man.
A character of a man is such a deep and biased perspective. I know a man who is willing to do what he needs to do in order to do what he thinks he must.
What do you know of his predicament, Jeeves?
I know that both the little master and mistress are in grave danger. As I've understood it, I've seen things that would make many a person question that being alive is even worth it.
How old are they?
Oh, well, it is that they are both approaching 9, which is the saddest of the truth.
And the one that passed.
They will forever be 9.
And was killed by the demon.
What was that, sorry?
You go, Claymore.
How did that happen?
It was the time to pay the due. It is when we first found out that the payment truly was not a lie.
What can you tell us about the one who took the payment, the one who set down the price?
I have heard many a thing about this creature, but all counts of it is that they are immensely powerful, and some even say that they wrote the very contract at which creation was built upon. Their name far too evil to even speak.
And that name, what was it you said? Sorry?
I did not say a name. And I will not jeopardize the master and mistress so quickly.
Well, Jeeves, you've been very helpful to us so far this morning. It looks like the beowulf is still stuffing his face. That is often a good sign. A hungry beowulf is not a beowulf who stops to take answers. or questions really. He's normally just shouting and swinging. So the fact that he is still is a very good sign.
My absolute pleasure.
Jeeves.
Jeeves, how close is it to Growhound?
Grolhund, was that Grolhund Manor that you're talking about? Or villa, that's right.
Villa.
Yes.
Well, it is not quite near us. It is a little bit further towards the city centre, as it does not quite have the estate at which our particular manor sits. But it should not take you too long to arrive at your destination.
Jeeves, can I trouble you for a couple of raw steaks, please?
Oh yes, no, your wolf has been taken care of.
Oh, thank you very much, Jeeves.
I would not have Game of Thrones style. It's out there. It's gone. Yeah, no. It's he's made sure that there's no nourishment that is required by your wolf at this point in time.
Great.
Roadie steaks.
That doesn't sound like it's a live Robin.
Yeah, I'm not really
nourishment.
helping selling this. Your wolf is okay and you shouldn't worry thing, am I?
Yeah.
Your wolf is not wanting for food.
Yeah. These are not the wolves you are
You're
looking for.
So should we start making our way to Growhound?
Yeah. I mean,
Villa.
let's do it.
Jeeves, what should we expect there? I mean, who? Well, we actually know. These are the notes.
Jeeves, we wish to arrive there swiftly. Are we able to take the carriage? Just to be clear, sorry, let me rephrase. Can you arrange the carriage for us, Jeeves? We do not wish to lag it our way when we have such a short time frame to save the children. Please think of the children, Jeeves.
No, I can absolutely have it arranged. If you give me approximately 5 minutes, I'll have one waiting for you out the front.
Very efficient of you, Jeeves. Very efficient.
I send Steve back to the Winchester to be there for the food delivery. And I tell him not to eat all of it.
Nice.
What do we know about the Growhoundville, other than that's
Not
where
much.
they maybe?
Do we know the name of the person there?
Yeah, would I know anything?
Check my notes.
I've got a feeling that it's been mentioned twice.
I've got written down that a man's wife ran away with a chicken. I don't know why.
Oh, that's right. We heard that in the in Cholskull Manor. It was one of the things that we picked up, and then his wife had run away with his cock.
That's
It was a great gag.
Yep.
It's a great gag.
I thought the dead body, that there was some tie to that villa. Spy.
I think that the Hearthstone is actually
there's almost.
We need to go find Erstal Floxen.
Yeah.
Erstal that Growhound Villa.
That's right. Now we're getting the notes coming out.
Do you want to write my notes for you?
You need to find Erstal at Growhound Villa. Yes. So both session 4 and session 5 have mentioned Growhound.
Yeah, that's where we need to go.
So that we have 2 leads. We have the murder and the explosion, because it was Erstal at Growhound Villa, and then the Nimble Right, or they're purchasing Nimble Rights at Growhound Villa.
Yep.
So we have 2 leads that point us there.
Yeah.
Jeeves, what do we know about Growhound Villa and Erstal, the people that live there? Is it well defended? Is it?
It is
somewhere
not
we can just walk right into.
They are quite wealthy in their own right, and I have heard it said that to walk in there requires either an escort or an invitation.
Can we get a letter of passage or something from the Lord here so that we can talk to the people at the villa?
I can attempt to arrange something of that nature for you, if that is what you prefer.
Please do.
Fantastic. Is there anything else before I make those arrangements?
What is your name?
My name is Jeeves, sir.
Is it actually Jeeves?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jeeves.
My pleasure, sir.
I'm casting investigation to see if that actually is his name.
Go. It's probably closer to like an insight, but I'll give you that roll anyway. You can tell that he is like a broken record. It's just he is just repeating what he's supposed to repeat.
You look like a man with pain behind those eyes, Jeeves. I'm sure one
yes,
day we'll continue the conversation.
Thank you,
Tattooed on the back of his hand so he doesn't forget.
Yeah, he's got like a small symbol that reminds him of the past he used to have.
Okay,
All right.
we headed to Rohan
Fetch
with
the
an
carriage, Jeeves.
So we've got a carriage and we've got a letter from the Lord now.
Yeah, he eventually brings out a sealed letter with the seal of the Castellantas upon its face.
Under what premise are we being? Is that letter getting us in?
Reading it, you read that it says that these are people traveling as representatives of Lord Castellanta, seeking an audience with the master or mistress that resides in Grolhund Villa.
Let's do it.
Can I try and feed some bacon to the wolf?
It sniffs a little bit at it. It looks a little bit like should it? And then it's like, yeah, I guess, and it just gobbles it up, even though you can see it's bulging at all sides.
Good doggy.
No one turns
And I
off
get the
bacon.
carriage. Yeah. If they do, there's something wrong with them.
All right,
Okay.
you guys are heading to the manor. The villa.
Yep.
You guys
Come on, miss,
fighting
get
over the
inside.
wolf's affections?
But you
No,
would've
I
known.
literally, I am literally a massive dog person. So as soon as I heard wolf, I'm like, I want the wolf. I want to be
So
my
you
friend.
guys hear that beautiful sound that happens in all those like sort of mystery cartoons. It's like diddle-diddle-doo, and then you're sort of arriving towards the front of the manor, and the sort of stable hand who helped navigate the cart here says, "Hey, sirs, I think this is the place that you wanted to go to."
Yes.
Good work, Stable.
Jeeves.
Jeeves is back to house, but I'll pass on your gratitude,
How do
sir.
you do that, Jeeves?
I have not yet been promoted to Jeeves, but my aspirations are high.
Will your voice change when you become Jeeves?
There's extensive training that happens, or so I've heard, but something upon those lines, yes.
Good luck with such a progression of career. Well done. Let's move on.
Thanks to you. Please come back at any time now, you hear?
Come back now, y'all.
Okay, disembark. Come on, miss.
Yeah.
We've
He,
alienated our entire Texan audience.
Yeah.
Like the huge Texan listener base that we have.
We are massive in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do not sound like that.
That was probably the most offensive.
I am offended by that.
So when the party disembarks, I'm going to move slightly away from the party, 20 feet or so, just so I don't draw attention to us, me being bigger than the rest. I'm gonna...
I thought you were moving away to fart, so...
No, I would have done that in the party.
That's beautiful. Thank you for making sure we knew of that.
Carriage.
So welcome to Grolhund Villa. So I've just quickly moved you guys all to the new map. Currently, you are all towards the far south of the map that is before you.
All right then.
Wait, what?
I see the map, but I don't see the people yet.
You should not see any people, for you have not uncovered them as of yet.
Are we not like...
At least Robin cleaned up the dead bodies.
Should we not be
I've been there a
here?
week or 2 weeks.
Hang on.
Is that where you mean, Robin? Here?
No. So right down the whole south, there's like a whole other part of the map.
Okay.
I hope it shows up well on good old Twitch because it's a massive map.
It is quite a large map. Red Helm's currently just running around the map. He doesn't know where he's supposed to be.
So can we sort of just? Are you guys planning on just walking straight up into this place? What is any sort of approach you're taking specifically?
I think we need Red.
Guards.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
just-
Red? Who? What?
I'm
I
going
feel like we need
stealth.
Red diplomacy.
Red's
Red's
diplomacy.
diplomacy.
We do have a letter of getting in.
Soraya, come with me. Come with me,
So
Soraya.
Okay.
whoever said that they wanted to scout a little bit, please feel free to roll a
Sure.
perception check.
What? Sorry.
And not visibly scouting, but just checking. Are guys on roofs?
Just yawning a little bit, and
anyone-
checking over your shoulder.
Yeah, me and the dog are
And then-
having a bit of a look around too.
Having a gander.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, so feel free. You can probably roll the perception check then, Ren, just with advantage.
Can I roll stealth just to stay out of the way and in the shadows?
You guys just arrived on a massive caravan. I don't
Oh.
think stealth is the secret there.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to.
Dave,
I appreciate the idea.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so from your investigation, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
It's all good, everyone.
It's all there. You
Nothing
do
out of the
see some
ordinary.
people around. Very specifically, from immediately as you enter, you notice that there is some guards patrolling the main gate. You see a servant as well in the yard as you sort of are around, and you hear the bark of a dog sort of from within the property.
Soraya, come with me. We're going to go get in to see the people in the villa.
Of course.
Well, you're good at talking. I'm okay
Okay.
at talking. All right. I take the letter and Soraya, and I go over towards where the entrance is. Is that where the guards are?
Give me a sec, my things.
Just trying to figure out where this map is actually built. I do apologize. So the front entrance is over here, towards the middle of the map area, not down the bottom. That's a wall. I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, good. That's sweet.
So you guys
I
can see
head
here
up
that
to the
there's like
guards.
the pond here and the pond and the little walking track here.
Everyone, I found the
Okay.
front entrance.
Oof, good perception.
So
That was
there,
good. I was getting a bit lost.
we do pretty well here at. Can we just quickly get some?
We don't check
Guards.
for traps, nor do we check for doors.
That is.
Who needs the door? I'm going through it.
Oh, I don't want that.
Oh wait, oh shoot.
Let me just quickly bring some of these beautiful guards into the token layer.
I just, while we're assembling, I kind of just turn around for a sec. I'm like, can we not murder anyone straight away?
Oh, come on.
So 1, 2, 3, then attack.
So
I've
I'm just,
never known Bear to count all the way to 3. So what about we have like a symbol or something? Red, when you take your helmet off, then he can attack.
Not going to happen. How about when I say attack, we attack?
Well, I think you've got to the gist of my point there.
Okay.
Well, if you say don't attack, the barbarian hears attack. You got to be specific.
Yeah. Look, Red, just you and Soraya get us inside, start getting some details out of this team, and we'll keep an eye out. Ren, just try not to steal anything straight away until we've got good
before
standing.
you make any plans to enter the villa, please represent yourself and make yourself known.
Yes, my name is Redhelm. This is my compatriot Soraya. We are members of the Winchester Shields here on behalf of Lord Castle Lanson, and I hand over a letter.
Do you offer it to him?
I offer the letter to him.
He reads it quickly, inspects the seal. 1 moment. I will be back once I've verified the authenticity of your letter. And
I turn over to Beowulf and I'm like, that's how you do it, bro. That's how
he
you do
enters
it.
in.
Well,
Yeah, right. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. One gold says that guy never comes back. If he doesn't,
Yeah.
we can take the door down.
He comes back.
Oh,
Red
yeah.
Helm. What are we doing again? I forgot.
We're looking for the nimble right.
We're trying to get
Right.
inside.
What's a nimble right?
They've recently purchased a nimble right here.
What's a nimble right?
What's a
Like a robot.
mechanical AI type thing?
Are they
It's like
big? Are they small?
human.
Like a humanoid type thing.
We're looking for a particularly small one.
A small one. So we're not looking for.
It's average size.
This one has been made by another nimble right and has gone rogue.
That's what all the nimble rights say to each
A
other.
robot made a robot.
I give Red Helm a nudge in the guts, and I say, "Get out your
Oh yeah,
thingy."
is there no? Yeah, so as soon as there's no guards looking, I'm just like pull out my
Gizmo Wacky.
my nimble right detector.
It is indeed.
Oh, got a pleasure wand.
A little bit. You do hear the pleasure wand in full effect. It seems to be on sort of its highest setting, as it is very much showing that the object of your desire is close at hand.
Are you sure this isn't a wand of pleasure?
Well, if it is, you've definitely reached it.
If you spin around, is it directional?
I think we worked out last time it was.
Yeah. It's directional.
Yeah.
So wherever it's pointed is where it'll tell you if you're close or not.
So is it pinging like mad, like there would be lots of them, or is it sort of
yeah?
It was. I think it's doing a similar thing to when you pointed the tool directly at one of the ships in the dockyard last session.
There were lots of nimble rights, like serving like Jabba's barge kind of thing.
You never saw multiple on the ship.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I stand corrected.
Saw one at a time on the ships.
So are we going in, or what's going on, boys?
Yeah, did the guard come back?
I have come to let you know that the master has allowed your entrance into the villa. If you would follow me, please.
I tap my sword in his chest and say, "You're lucky. I nearly had to kill you."
I would not threaten the house guard at this point.
Threaten, good one. Yeah.
I won't pass laughing.
He follows close behind.
So how are you with violence?
He whistles
quite great.
to a few of his other guardsmen, and they too approach now that they've been notified of your.
So do you just attack Red Helm? Is that why you are?
Yeah,
I just want
that's
to make
what we
sure.
do.
These guys, yeah. Go attack.
One
first,
thing.
Later.
Might not be the smartest, but I'm quite good with my spells.
Mobilizing a unit here. Move to layer token.
Oh
shit!
Jeez.
Hell yeah!
Kill some shit.
DM giving a complete disincentive for like, guys, don't go on a murder hobo rage.
I'm saying that
I'll
you can
just
do what you
double
want.
the number of guns.
But
It's right. We have 30 minutes left on the stream. We can't get into combat, guys. Remember that.
If they're rolling one spot, fireball. What?
As I said, please make a point of not enraging any of the guards. It is in your best interest to do so.
To your lord, please. Take us to your lord.
Yes, come on through then. And they continue into the section.
Are we all coming in, or are we going to...
Yeah, we're all going in.
Just as a whole big bunch.
Yeah.
So you guys managed to make it into the house here, the main sort of which is something curious happens. Is anybody still having a little lookout?
Of course I am. I'm always on alert.
Yeah.
Besides my normal active passive perception, keep an eye on my surroundings.
Good. So that's an investigation of 14, not bad. So, so you notice that the house seems to be well in order. What are you specifically looking for?
I don't feel safe. I'm just looking to see if there's any Wainwrights around, Nimblewrights around, or anything that would make me feel unsafe.
The 9-10 guards that are around seem to really not make you feel too good. It does seem like you
They
are.
appear hostile?
No, but
Hostile or
appear,
just cautious?
they appear threatening. Like they are big dudes.
They just look like they're doing their job.
You know how
Yeah,
you've sometimes seen people that you like, I could take them. These people give you the vibe that a lot of people have thought that, and none of them are still alive.
Mm-hmm. I just want to keep an eye out of like exits, entrances.
Yeah, so Redhelm, a curious thing that you mentioned that. Your sort of natural history with always making sure you have an exit, and always knowing, where and how to move if needs be, has taught you that sometimes mapping those out gives you a good insight to what type of house that you're in or the type of place. And as you are scoping out this area, you see a curious figure.
Mm-hmm.
A curious figure.
Is it 9?
Is it
Nine
a
or-
Nimblewright?
It is not a Nimblewright. It is a person. A person of living stature. I'm just making sure I give you the right name, otherwise this is going to be funny. I'm like, if somebody that's not the right person, you just talk.
You run into
Are you
Trevor.
looking for the
It's
master?
Stride on Zaro.
Coastal Floxen?
Yeah, I think it's Erstal Floxen is the one I'm trying to get to.
The guy that died was hanging out with Bashik, doing work for Erstal Floxen. Delatar was hanging out with Bashik.
Well, we know that's who we want to speak to, but it's whether or not that's the person Robin's got in mind.
Yeah, so you've got. So what you see is actually first you hear it, and it's the sound of footsteps, but not just any footsteps. The sound of sort of a cacophony, as if a small band of footmen have made their way into the area just to the east of you.
All right, I'm going to get ready. I hear it. I'm standing by.
Redhelm is sort of the only one that seems to be hearing the little ting 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 telltale signs of sort of a leather armor set making
Put
the
a
mark.
hand out, just like as tap Beowulf slightly.
Yeah, mate.
As like nod over to where you hear the sounds. It's like, but no, stop! Like, it was a nod to be like, be on your guard, not to go smash shit.
We smash. All right, so that is these guys here.
We might need to get him like a buzz collar or something.
Focus on role playing, Randy. Focus on the role playing, not the killing.
In the meantime, whilst if he does start to go over there, I'm just wanting to be prepared. I want to grab Soraya and kind of like spread out from the rest of the party to come down. I can't see which one's my character. Which one's mine? Why did that turn order just come up?
Yeah, I know. I haven't engaged anyone yet.
I want to come straight down here. Straight down there with Soraya.
Trying to sort of go to the back corners of this area.
I grab it and we're like, let's move. And
Makes
I kind
sense,
of
makes sense.
I give the nod to everyone, like, get ready.
Okay.
Okay.
That is when you hear the door open slightly, and we get this appearing. So I'm gonna get you guys to roll for initiative.
What are we seeing? I can't see anything.
That's Ursula Flox. It looks like it's appeared on the map.
Yeah, you guys should see all these guys coming out here.
Oh, fucking hell.
Ma?
Oh, god damn it. Again.
Is Erstal Floxen like human centipeding it down the stairs?
Yeah.
So they've come through just for like making sure that my logic is right, but they've entered the back here from G5, and they've made their way through sort of this room, and there's actually a door right here that the staircase leads upstairs, but they're coming straight into this main area where you guys are.
I missed all of your references. I didn't see anything pop up on the map for the just
Yeah.
here.
Make sure I'm on the right one. It might be some of the GM info over there.
It's like right by my character.
Yeah, so down here, if you can see it now.
Oh, yep.
So that's where they entered in. They sort of hopped over the fence, came straight into here, then went into in G5 here,
Mm-hmm.
and then through to this door, and then they're now coming into this main area.
Right.
They didn't just teleport into existence, which is good.
So they literally, like, we walked in straight into a trap, pretty much.
Is that because we didn't check for traps, or
Hey.
The one guard that's in here with you, that's leading you into the house, is seemingly just as shocked as you are, if that helps.
Oh. Okay. Do you know what this means? I think we felt we might be onto the track of the Gallarstone finally.
Yeah.
It's taking us like 5 sessions.
You want me to stretch it out? Because I can.
Well, would somebody nearby that guard ask him what's going on?
The only one that's next to him is Beowulf or Ren.
Ren, maybe? You can
I'm going to turn him and say, "What's going on? This is a trap."
And he's like, "Can you defend or are you going to attack me? You have one or the other option. Which side are you on?"
Are you on our side or are you against us?
Well, I'm against them.
So are we. Man up.
Well, then let's kill them.
Let's kill them.
What are them?
I don't know, but they're invading. That's all I know.
Don't kill the one that we need.
And I'll let you guys see the actual... Oh, no, I won't let you see the roll. But you'll see it come up. Oh, does that come up? Do you guys see my dice on the map?
No.
Nope.
No.
It comes up for me, but not for you guys. It's great.
Can
And they
you
got a
mark?
22?
Can you mark the one that is our buddy? I know it's similar icon. I'm just like give it a color or something.
I did try and make him look a bit different, but I understand that it is hard.
Just put a colored dot or something on it for us, just so we know that
Yeah,
guy's
I'm
a
going to
buddy.
need all of the colored dots to represent the different enemies.
Sweet.
Don't kill the green. Don't kill the off-white guy.
I'm gonna put like
Cream, the bone, the bait.
I'm putting a stopwatch on him. You can see the little icon.
Yeah.
Representing that he's a sort of short-term ally.
He's only got moments to live.
He's expendable.
Not that he would ever do anything to hurt this relationship, but I feel like you guys probably will. And then let's quickly give these guys some color codes.
Don't kill the Lord that we're after. Is my main thing.
So who we are?
The Lord is the dude.
This one's the Lord.
Yeah, but no. The guard said that they're not. They're invading. That they're not on his side. The Lord is his boss. So the boss would be on his side. So whoever is rushing through the door is not the Lord.
Well, that's Ursula Floxen right in front of me.
So walking in, Ursula Floxen, before sort of the combat encounter starts, he walks in, sees all you here, and he says, "Why am I not surprised to see all of you here?
Have we met?
I've known of you for a while. It seems that you are very close to this Stone of Galore."
I thought it was Galar. Anyway, kill him.
Give me this stone, shit rag.
Step aside and let me at the stone. Let me have it, and I will not hurt you or anybody else in this place.
No, I'm a killer. Let's get it on. Come on. I'm starting
Wait a
to type myself up.
Do we have the stone? Because he's asking us for it.
No, he's asking you to step aside.
So you can
The stone is here. The stone is here.
Right.
The stone was the friendship.
Are we into initiative yet?
I am just making sure that these guys have all got their turn. Cool.
Bear, will you part this man's head from his body?
Hell yes. It is time. I'm getting pumped, like just smashing my blades in my body. I'm just psyching myself up.
He has a massive erection right now. It's fucking
It's disturbing.
Looks like
I have a rage on.
A rage on. Yeah, that's great. Let's quickly
I
get
can't spell. I was going to write combat. I can't spell Uxor Fluxkin because I'm just going to get it wrong.
URSTUL, Erstul.
I'm
Is it
just
not,
gonna
is it not
write
coming up for you guys? Because it should
combat with CUNT.
Is what
be.
coming
You guys
up?
should.
No, no.
So you guys
Not
can't
coming up.
Roll.
Initiative
Just
for
saying.
the dudes.
Turn order though.
control determined by dingus. Player permission name C. There we go. So you guys should now be able to see Erstal's name pop up in.
Oh, yeah.
the character. Third one. We've got a good 15. 10.
I'm just really happy I'm not last in the initiative order this time.
I know.
Every time.
I know that feeling. You sit at like 3 and you just go, "Come on."
Yeah. See, I'm fine with Snex. Snex always finds fantastic with his initiative because he gets such a high bonus. But yeah, Red Helm does not at all.
How does Schneck end up with a plus 22 to initiative? How does that work?
I'm not luck. No, because he gets the gloom. He gets to add his wisdom modifier to his initiative rolls because he's Gloomstalker, which I figured out how to do on roll 20. How to add that in.
Oh,
I was
nice.
still happy.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So first cab off the rank is our friend, the veteran, who is the one that supported you through here, and he's going to immediately just charge in towards Erstal, and he's going to start swinging. And he's going to do that.
Just.
Hmm?
Is he attacking his bot?
No,
No.
Erstal is invading.
Yes. And he is going to hit with the. What did that roll actually? Oh, a nat 20. That's a good
Nat
start.
20.
Hello.
The longsword.
Going to start smacking down with a nice 13 slashing.
Nice. Just hacking, slashing, chilling, killing.
God,
Did you guys see the
I'm
nat
allergic to crits.
I didn't see the
Yeah,
nat
did
20.
you guys see the nat 20? 'Cause it's not
So
coming up
apparently
for me.
it's like whenever I do the rolls for these guys, it just comes up as a GM roll, which means only I see it.
So
Like
we
it's
throw
behind
Oh.
my, because it's behind my my screen, you know, my DM screen.
All right, you're a trustworthy guy.
Oh.
Yeah, unless he starts getting like 5 nat 20s in a row.
So yeah, 13 slashing
Pretty
damage with 1, and then landing with an 18 to hit
Oh,
and
dang.
with another
Okay, so
5.
18 hits. 18 hits.
18 total damage to this thing, and immediately you can see that this is one tough fighter that you've just come across.
What's his name? I should have asked for his name. He's going to be our new best
Oh,
friend.
wow, you guys should have definitely done that.
We'll call him Trevor.
All right, so next
Trevor.
up in the order, we have Beowulf.
All right, I'm going to
Okay,
run
well.
around. I'm going to come around Trevor to block in Erstal, and I'm going to rage. I would like to rage.
Oh yeah.
So with rage on, I am just going to grab my battle axe two-handed. Whoopah.
I
Whoppa.
cannot see your. It's black dice.
Your black dice.
That's
Clearly
all right.
don't work.
No, they do not.
With a 23 to hit, you definitely hit.
Yeah, boy. 7 points of slashing.
Boom, coming down, big hits all day.
Wait, is anyone else seeing Rod's rolls? Because it's not coming up.
I see them.
The last one, the damage did roll for me. Anything else on your
It's just a bit slow. All good.
No, that's it for me.
All right, so the first of many of the supporting cast and crew are going to run out here, and they're going to run right up and seeing the sort of first enemy that isn't currently being sort of surrounded, they're going to go for the weak-looking archer standing next to the well-plated fighter.
Not Ren.
Don't worry, Ren's got the
Do these
wolf.
look like? Do these look like Erstal rights? Nimble rights.
No, they are very much humans that seem to be, although not quite the established fighters that you saw in the guards of the house, they still seem to be well armed and somewhat practiced in their form of fighting.
Bring it
This
on.
person is going to just bring down a quick sort of multi-attack here, swipe with his weapon, landing a nat 20 for 12 bludgeoning damage.
That's two nat 20s in a row for G. I just want to say
Yeah, I
that.
know.
So
It looked like you were just checking your book of bullshit rolls there. And...
hey, sometimes it do be like that.
Careful, otherwise that becomes a third nat 20.
He does get advantage, so that's actually 2 nat 20s. That's kind of fun.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. So in total, that particular guy did a 12 bludgeoning, and then hit you with a second attack with 9 bludgeoning.
Is that inclusive of the roll, like the
He
crit,
hides
or
behind
is
his
that
DM
double?
screen.
Yeah, that's the total roll,
So 19.
including the crit damage. Yep.
This is how he hides behind his DM
No,
screen.
so that's
and punishes
actually
us for being
21 total damage, not 19,
Oh.
because it's 12 plus 9.
Don't be dead, don't be dead, don't be dead, you.
Can I have your Warproof die?
I'm not dead yet.
I'm joking.
Do I have a reaction? No reaction. Never mind.
I did actually want, because you were so prepared. Who do we have over here? Red Helm. Do you have any action you wanted to do upon them entering the building, entering the room? Sorry?
Yes, I want them to go away. That's what I want.
I'll give you a surprise round here on them if you want.
Literally all I'll do, bonus action to cast it. I would have had a spiritual weapon ready to go because I would say that Ren was by herself. I'm actually squishy, and I have my spiritual weapon of Ashley J. Williams just there.
Beautiful. Do you have an icon for that yet?
I do not have an icon for that. I haven't had a chance to.
Grab me an icon when you have a chance, and otherwise, feel free to just draw one in with the old paint tools, and we can work with it for tonight.
It'll definitely not be a penis, I swear.
It's never a penis. It's just a weapon with a large crossguard and no handle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a handle if it's a spiritual weapon, right?
No, it's
Wand of pleasure.
Perfect. So yeah, you cast that one as your surprise round.
Yeah, that's it there.
Cool.
So that's out, ready to go for my turn to attack and stuff.
Nice. Good. So it's not quite your turn yet, but I just want to make sure we have that set up. Next up, we have Soraya.
I love this music.
So what I shall do is I'm going to use my sorcery points so that I can cast Blur on myself and then use it to also cast Firebolt. Give me a moment while this...
Coming out
Not
the
Fireball,
gates
Firebolt.
swinging. Not to be underestimated, it's a consistent high damage cantrip.
Let me just get this working because it's not, because that's just my luck.
That is a 25 to hit. Who are you targeting?
I shall hit this. Wait, I won't hit my friends, right?
No, you're pretty good. You got that natural tiefling hero energy going on.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
10 fire damage. Boom, boom. Taking no prisoners.
Also, because I have blur myself, is there like a thing so that we know I have it?
Oh, I can definitely make you look blurry.
Cool. Too easy.
We'll find a little icon through the very limited icon palette that exists with Roll20. You can look like that, a little shiny symbol. It's great.
Cool, too easy.
All
Awesome.
right,
Thank
next
you.
up we get the rest of our thug boys.
They're all gonna
They
be
charge in here.
Yeah, we've created that bottleneck.
They are going to move with half speed through their allies. Chuck a diagonal here, which means they still haven't taken an attack of opportunity. But they will now the second they leave anywhere. but I think they still need to try and go for it. So, oh god, this is gonna hurt. Just feel it. Probably take a step out this way, which means that Ren, you have the opportunity to do an attack of opportunity if you wanted to.
Fucking oath, I will just shoot that douche in the back right now.
You will have disadvantage at melee range.
Can you use your wolf to attack it?
The wolf would need its own, but it'll probably have a chance.
That's fine.
Anyway.
Whatever. Disadvantage.
Cool.
Double nat 20s.
It's not bad. It's definitely worth doing. All right, you definitely hit with a 24. 22.
Damage! Unleash the arrow. For
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Damage.
You take your bow, and while you're being assaulted on one side, you manage to knock back one attacker as you draw your bow. Even in the blur of battle, you manage to let an arrow go instinctively, and it hits your target. Well done.
Wait.
Next up, it also sort of moves away from the warrior. So the warrior is going to take an attack of opportunity as well. And it's going to hit with that longsword of it. As it sort of looks behind it, quickly slashing, hitting it for 10 points of slashing damage. As it too seems to be sort of a blur in the midst of this battle. This... the red fighter that comes from Erstal's crew, looking bloodied after simply trying to make its way through your group. Next up, we have the next thug in the order hall. The order, and they two are going to move in the same manner. This time, evoking no attack of opportunity because those reactions have been used up, and they are going to continue to move through without too much hassle.
Does the wolf get attack of opportunity?
No, I'm not going to give it this time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make that a precedent for all future combats.
There's no problem with that, though. So.
Yeah.
No problem for you guys. And it's going to probably pull out... I think both of them probably will pull out their bows and start to take shots directly at... I'd say the tiefling, just because from the looks of it, they seem the most squishy of the two of you back there. Zim's also here. Zim's the little sneaky dude. I think we'll make them order, like they'll just be a firing squad and one of them will shoot each of you. Well, I'd like to keep things fair with my
I have blur on, so how does...
they don't.
Disadvantage on attack roll.
They don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
They just want to shoot some shit. So one of them is going to shoot. This one's going to shoot at you, Soraya. And it's a 19 to hit.
Wait, with disadvantage?
Yep.
Damn it.
And you'll love this one. It hits for 1 piercing damage.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay, sweet.
Sweet. And then next up, we have the second one also looking over at you, Zim, letting off a heavy crossbow bolt straight at you. It does a 5 hit.
It does not.
Just flying directly over your head as he was aiming for a normal-sized person. And thump, you hear this heavy crossbow bolt go into the beam behind you as you sort of look up at it quivering just above your nose.
Do I need to do anything, like, because it's a concentration spell to keep it or anything?
If something... so you got hit, so you'll need to do a constitution save.
Okay.
So you have to beat 1 point of damage.
So you have to roll 1.
If you don't roll,
it'll be pretty impressive. Either nat fail or you're okay.
Fingers
Hey,
crossed.
5. You're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Next up, we have... Where's our order gone? Did I lose my track? There it is. We have Ren. You are up.
Kill him, Ren. One shot. Do it.
Ren will put her bow away and then cast Zephyr Strike.
Oh,
shit. Fuck.
It's new.
That's cool.
Blade.
Which means that I can move twice as fast, and for the next minute, once I get an extra 1d8 damage, force damage.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
That's a good spell.
That's brilliant.
And I'm not going to move anywhere because I'm going to get. Hang on.
Smackerinoed a little.
I cast fast moving and choose not to move. Big brain time.
Bro.
Until the spell ends, your movement does not provoke opportunity attacks, so I'm going to move.
Yeah, so you can move, definitely.
Yeah.
Come join us down here. Come join us down here.
No, stay in the fray.
So,
Get behind.
And that was a bonus action, so you still can cast do an attack if you wanted to.
Oh, well then I'm going to get right. Can I attack diagonally? I can, can't I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well then I'm going to just pull my short sword out and attack Urstel here.
Go ahead. I'll give you advantage considering how. And I know you already have advantage, but you're definitely surrounding him. 18 to hit. 18 does hit.
And you get the extra D8 of damage on top of your normal damage, don't forget.
And we'll do the extra 1d8 on this hit also.
Gee, that is a great spell. Damn.
Yeah, so 7 plus the extra D8.
Oh.
oh, so good.
15 points of damage. That is rough stuff.
I swear, if you guys kill him before it gets to my turn, I'm going to be very upset.
It's
No,
not.
very mad. Hopefully we can make sure that you don't get into that situation.
Does my dog get a turn now?
Your doggo? Yes, after your turn, it definitely does.
Okay, doggo is going to charge over to its nearest enemy here and just bite the shit out of it. Oh, this is going to break my screen. One sec, everyone, while I sort this shit out. Bite attack. $15 to hit.
15 to hit on one of the thugs.
The green thug.
Yes, does hit.
That's good. No. 15 hits.
9 piercing.
They yelp in pain and definitely pain.
In pain and definitely.
There's a lot of pain to be had. Perfect. So over to the next of our thugs, which is our blue thug. Going to run out, also following a similar passage, and going to see what you just did to Urstel, and it's going to start wailing on you as well.
Oh shit.
Ren. And it's going to, with its double sort of mace attack that it can do, it's going to bring this mace down twice towards you. The first strike, barely you dodging it, stops it from hitting you. The second strike coming in twice as fast, with an 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
It hits you for 8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
I apologize again. I do apologize. These are thugs, so they have what they call pack tactics. So all of their attacks have advantage as long as they're within 5 feet of an ally. So that is instead of 8, it's actually 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And the previous attack that you so deftly dodged actually connected for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so I'm down 20.
And you hate to hear it, but both of those were nat 20s on the advantage, and not the initial attack.
Can you just check that book again for things that never happened?
I'm sensing
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see the actual roll.
GM screen.
Yeah.
That's
Just
just all
put in
nat
more
20.
transparency.
So you're saying
Oh, so
down
I'm not. Am I
40.
not supposed to just like naturally add a d20 to all of my rolls? I don't know what that
I
is.
I would love to say he's lying, but because I got to do the music, I get to see behind the screen, and they're definitely nat 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm smashed for 40 hits.
How are you doing? Are you dead?
I'm well dead. I'm not dead, but
Oh, so you're unconscious?
I'm unconscious because it was in 2 different hits. I don't know how to play that. Yeah, not.
No, you just go to 0 and then.
Yeah,
Like,
just like
yeah.
for that attack, like he just attacked you really quickly
Yeah,
in succession, so you're down.
I'm
All right, brilliant.
down.
Boss, we got
You're
one.
down. Okay.
And over to the next one, which is our orange thug. As they run in, they try and move their way in, and they're just going to start whamming on this giant wolf. Apparently, that's just in their way between them and their next target. And they are going to do that double attack again. And they're going to smack. That is a so 17 to hit.
I guess that's going to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it hits. So another nat 20 on the advantage. So they take a total of 10 damage across both attacks.
That's 3 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah, I know.
It's five in total.
I don't know how to manage damage on this guy. Anyway, he's. I'm pretty sure he's.
Virtual dice are loaded.
Just fireball the shit out of everything now.
Did dice. Okay, so Erstal Floxen, seeing you all around, he's going to try and do some good stuff. So who hasn't had an opportunity yet? Cool. Yeah, so it's going to do... so Erstal seems immediately to be a little bit more of a adept fighter than you're used to.
Oh, dear.
You've met a few fighters of a similar vein. You met one as an example when you went and scouted the dock ward, and you found that assassin who was there at the time. You sense a lot of that same energy here from Erstal, as his movements are not that of a stocky fighter, but rather a nimble, quick fighter with quick strikes. And as such, it is going to definitely be trying to take you down, death by 1,000 cuts, so to speak, as it begins its attempt to bring you down. So Bear, he looks straight at you, seeing that you sort of have come directly towards him, and starts his attempt to take you to the ground. So 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
And then a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right, so 15 hit. Oh Jesus, that's an attack and a half. I just saw the damage on this ability.
Yeah, no, I can see it too, and I'm not happy about it.
You'll be even less happy with that he also has a sneak attack that deals an extra 46 damage when it hits a target with a weapon attack.
Oh shit!
So yeah, that's going to also hit. So yeah, so that's 8 piercing damage to begin with, which I think you halve, right?
Yeah.
And then I need you to make a Constitution. Hang on. What is it? DC. Yeah. So just make a Constitution save for me. With an 18, you take half the poison damage, so a total of 14 poison damage.
Is it halved again?
I don't know if he's resistant to poison. I think it's only bludgeoning.
He's bear totem, so
bear
it
totem.
should be
Everything
but psychic.
Oh, nice.
Resistant to everything except psychic. Yeah.
Yeah, you take that down again by half to 7 points of poison damage, which is really handy. And then next up, we want to just roll the 46.
You want me to roll 46?
I've got it.
Oh, I was like, what the?
A total of 16 piercing damage.
Eight.
After 8 for you, yeah. And is that non-magical damage only?
No, it's all damage.
All damage except psychic.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's convenient because now I'm going to attack with psychic damage on that 20s.
Yeah, no, that knife deals psychic damage.
The evident like
Wait, do that book of yours red?
just like turn into a psychic damage dealer.
Yeah, what you can't see behind the DM board is my nat 20s of psychic damage.
Yeah, I've actually got this on physical dice that you can't even see behind the DM.
Yeah, I know. Fucking 19 points.
Mario player suddenly appears.
Red Helm, with your weapon squarely positioned in the middle of this fight, This guy's actually probably wouldn't have moved there. He'd moved there, so your weapon has its own
Is-
spot.
Yeah, there's literally just a giant glowing Ashley J. Williams in that spot, chainsaw hand ready to go. But seeing his comrade fall, he's not going to use his bonus action to attack. Instead, because spiritual weapon is not concentration, he's going to cast Healing Word.
Hold on,
at-
in my turn. That's me in the turn order.
Where are you in the order?
Am I? No?
I don't think
Where
so.
am I?
doing lines. I don't want to do lines.
I didn't get added to the turn order. I also
What's
rolled
your-
an 8.
An 8? Okay, cool. Which one of you has the highest initiative?
No, you go. Sorry, as long as I get a turn, I'm fine.
Where are you here? I want to make sure I add you, so let me add that there.
Yeah, my apologies.
Got you. No, it's all good. 8. There's 3 of you on 8 now, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to reevaluate my strategy now, Dan.
Cool. Yep, you're good. Go ahead.
I want to bonus action cast Healing Word on Ren. That's just going to be normal Healing Word level 1. Because I've got something very fun for my action. I'm going to do once I find it. Okay, Healing Word. Right, Healing Word.
Healing Word.
You're going to heal for 6.
Beautiful.
6 hit points to Ren. And then I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 2. At level 2. There we go. Submit. And it's going to be against this guy right here.
Okay, cool. Red Thug?
Red Thug, yeah. 2D. Well, why won't it let me roll? It usually lets me roll when I press the button.
Classic.
Oh, you just have to in your spell settings change it from spell card to action or spell card to attack.
Did Beowulf not tell anyone during the week to sort their character out?
I know.
Amateurish.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll just roll my d20
Yeah,
plus
just
my
roll.
spell attack modifier.
I tell you all to remind me about a shout out, and you remind me every second day. But if I ever asked you your character sheet, you still can't get the thing done.
Hang on, I haven't added my modifier. Hang on. No, I just literally just clicked it. I hadn't actually rolled anything anyway.
How much damage you do? That hits?
So it's 12 plus 16, plus 4, so 16.
Yep, hits.
So that's at level 2.
Yep.
So that's going to be 5d6 damage.
Let's do it.
Sure.
5d6 damage to Red Bug. 18.
How do you do it?
As I reach out, I do my healing word to Ren, and I reach my hand out, and I'm like, God! Shoot the blast off, reducing this guy pretty much into a red mist that gently falls from the sky.
No, you do see this beautiful. Put that red line there. You see this splatter as this guy just gets fired into this back wall here, as this beautiful beam of light just pierces them. And sort of with that as your, do you want to do anything with your weapon? Sorry.
No, because it's a bonus action to attack with my spiritual weapon, but I had to use my bonus action to heal.
Cool. Yeah, so you, Ren, you wake up, sort of falling down. The last thing you remember was just this thug coming towards you. And you're on the floor now, and you open your eyes, feeling very sore, but otherwise conscious.
I'm just going to move back 1 square. That's that, and then I'm going to end my turn.
Very nice. Zim, not to be outdone by another spellcaster. How do you proceed?
Yeah.
I'm
What you got?
hugely confused. I just saw a man. It appeared to be that he just turned someone to blood and healed somebody from somewhere else. It just looked like he had taken the life force and given it to someone else. I'm hugely confused as to what's just happened in front of me. I'm trying to see, have I got vision on our Ursul Floxen?
Probably not. I'm usually pretty good with this, but that's a lot of bodies in between you and them.
It's only one body.
Well, there's this cat. The wolf. There's also a giant spiritual weapon. There is a man in full plate armor, and then there is Ursul.
All right.
Wait,
And
green
green is bad, right?
Yeah, green is bad. Everything with a color symbol is an enemy.
All right.
Except for Urstal, which I can give a color. There you go. Urstal's now colored too.
I've just
literally got to color code the enemies for you murder hobos.
You started it, Robin. You started it.
So I'm attacking green.
Yep.
That's a 16.
That hits.
That hits, right? I'm casting Chromatic Orb at level 2. So I'm just going to see how it rolls. It may roll it at level 1, in which case I'll add 1d8. So I'm just checking this out. I've set it up right. Oh, I've set it up right. Okay, here we go. At level 2, roll.
That's a lot of dice.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
So that's with advantage though, right?
Yeah, the second bit was advantage.
Yeah, so it's the 7 plus the 11. How does that work? Because that's the higher level. So it's got the 18.
Yep.
What
18.
type of damage are you doing?
What's he wearing?
He looks to be wearing sort of a mismatch of like a plate chest with sort of leather around the rest of his body.
I'm going to hit him. If he's wearing plate, I'm going to hit him with thunder. I'm going to hit him with lightning damage. Lightning.
Lightning. Beautiful. So a lightning bolt arcs from your fingertips as this ball of pure lightning damage arcs across the room, landing squarely on this guy. As you can see, it's searing through him, blood pouring from its wound. This guy is severely bloodied.
Nice. With my movement, I just duck behind this little wall here.
Beautiful. We have next up on the order the last thug who's still sitting outside. It's also going to run in. It's going to stand in the only spot it has free here, and it's also going to just wail on the wolf.
The wolf?
I know, but you guys left them very little choice to be effective except for that.
It can't move, right? It's stuck there.
The wolf is
it can move
out,
through its own units at half speed, so not completely.
When's its turn?
What do you mean?
The wolf.
Same as Ren's turn.
Oh.
The wolf is knocked, man. It's gone.
So that is a 20, hitting for 3. And
Are you killing a knocked out wolf?
Is it knocked out?
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. It will definitely not attack that then. It's probably just going to. I'm going to
Just
probably
shift
get
it to the veteran.
Yeah, it's going to be there. Oh yeah, that's right. You can attack the veteran. That's cool. 15 to the veteran. Thanks for reminding me there's other enemies here. So yeah, both only 3 damage to the veteran. As it goes. Ooh! Does anybody have my back here?
What do you think we've been doing?
Is there an issue if I were to shove Ren out of the way? So I only get here, he's hurt, she's hurt rather, and pull her back to space?
Back to like this area here? Or where would you be?
And pull her behind me.
See, I will let you move her out of the way under the condition that you take the opportunity attacks that come from it. But yes, if you wanted to do that, I'd be willing to let you to make that move.
Yeah. I'm going to trade places with Ren.
Dad.
Well, not trade, but get Ren here.
Cool. So in that vicinity, Ren, you are in attack range of this one though. That's the problem.
Well, he doesn't have sneak attack because he's already used it.
No, it's no sneak attack, but the weapon strike is the problem, not necessarily the sneak attack.
Jesus Christ.
Where did I go?
So I will give you a chance to rescind your option, but the Urstal will get an attack of opportunity. How tanky do you feel?
What?
Well, you're at
That
full
was
health.
quite high, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he looks like a fearsome opponent, is how I'll say it as a DM.
Can nobody hear Jeremy?
Jeremy, can you speak?
I'm trying, but no one seems.
Yeah, you
to.
can. We can.
There we go.
Yeah, hi.
Right. What's the hell's going on? I've got to run away, or am I getting destroyed?
So you're being pulled out of combat by Claymore, as long as Claymore's willing to take the attacks of opportunity in your stead.
Play.
All right. So you happy to continue with that plan of action?
Me? Yeah.
No, you don't get a choice in this matter.
good.
It's a valiant savior.
No, I'll stick him back.
Yeah, put it back in the middle of the firing range.
I'm better at being able to paramedically save people. In which case,
This
I
green
will
thug
cast-
though looks very hurt. Like if you did want to try and
squishy.
sort of take, try and eliminate some of the threats to your colleagues.
No. Well.
No.
Ish.
Close the big
it's not
bad.
Alright, let's you say squishy. Oh. Bang. And I am going to cast Searing Smite.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's probably overkill. No, I'm just going to hit him.
I love the flavor. I see you're just
Just
gonna hit him,
kill.
not smite them.
Just kill them.
Let's hit him.
I turned a guy and missed. Just kill them.
Let's be wacky. Which is over here, sorry. No,
Good old D&D Beyond coming in hot.
Sorry, he comes in.
Hits. How do you do it?
Attempt to smash greenie backwards into orange.
Oh, okay. So you're just smashing it across.
just
Go ahead
rushing.
and make like a strength check for me. Just like how much sort of force you're pushing this guy back with.
Nah, 20. Come on.
See this flex. Let's see this flex.
Flex them muscles, baby.
Plus, no, that's stealth. Sorry, strength.
You just stealth attack this guy into another room.
Just
It
disappears.
would be up here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you managed to
So
smack
that's a
this
nat
guy like right in the vitals, but it doesn't carry much sort of momentum with it. But still, this guy just completely snaps, and you see like the where the spine should be keeping him upwards and sort of coherent, it just collapses, and leaving a dead corpse.
Alright, so now I cast Searing Smite as a bonus. And we'll just hold that into reserve. But it's the next time that lands, I get
Okay,
extra
cool.
perks.
Nice, perfect. So that's the end of your turn,
It's
and
not all what I wanted to do. But
And with that, we have reached the end of tonight's session on a
Oh.
mid-combat cliffhanger.
we've gone straight through the initiative order.
I killed something. I'm happy. I killed something. I'm so happy.
I got
So
killed.
we'll pick up exactly where we left off last time. This time during next session, and continue through our quest in Waterdeep.
If we survive.
If you survive, but you know I've got other characters planned. If you guys don't make it, don't worry.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Me
No,
too.
we got this, guys. We're
Yeah,
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing to worry about. Next session, Steve will be here for some reason. Just barrel through the door.
And don't forget the bard,
And the
You
bard.
shot the bard.
Yeah.
Janice.
Giannis.
Sweet. Reinforcements.
Janos and Steve, they will come to save us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who won't come to save us is the 8 guards sitting outside the bloody door.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm shouting out for the fucking guards, because there's 8 of them outside. Like, fucking hell.
They've continued their rotations. They've sort of walked very gently around the house, making sure nobody invades.
Oh, yeah. Great job.
Well done.
Great fucking
In the
job.
most
Getting the key.
silent battle going on ever then.
Yeah, it was super silent. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to D&D logic.
was-
I can't fit another 8 people in this room, so Get what you
shouted
deserve.
out for guards. So if I don't see anyone next round, I will just be like, okay, fine, no.
I gotta go, so I can't stay much
Okay.
longer. You
No
guys
worries.
have a lovely evening, and thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Good
Thanks,
night.
guys.
And see everyone hacking